All right, everybody, let's go ahead and get started here. All right, guys, so today we're going to be talking about how you can build your importing empire. Not only is this me here today, but I also have one of the best importing experts in the world with me, Edmund Lohman. So we're both going to reveal to you guys how both of us kind of have found success in the importing business and just show you, a step-by-step plan sort of thing. It's going to be a 5-step process to build your importing empire risk-free and fast. So let's just get into it here. And actually, so let's make sure that everyone can see my slides and hear me and everything. So if you can hear me, just go ahead and type in the question box where you're from, all that good stuff, and I'll give you guys a shout out. I see Ahmed from Ahmed. Tony says yes. Good. Glad you can hear me. Jeremy from Connecticut. Yido from Atlanta. Frizz from Baltimore. George from Melbourne. Brian from Loveland. Sean from Florida. Anthony from Texas. Eric from Colorado. Dave from Florida. Dave Sebastian from Florida. Hassan from Chicago. Carlos, UK. Jesse says yes. Kyle, UK. Danny, Utah. Cincinnati. All right, awesome. Sean from Reading. All right, so there's a ton in here. Ooh, Chief from Lagos. That's cool. Very cool. Very cool, guys. Okay, awesome. Well, this is definitely a packed house today, guys. So unfortunately, I can't go through and mention everyone, or else I would. But all right. So like Kingy from Brisbane, Mary from Houston, Greg from Long Island, Shane from Washington, John from Illinois. All right, awesome, guys. So we got a packed house today. And that's good because that'll make it very high energy and everything. So guys, like I said, packed house today. If none of these things apply to you, go ahead and do yourself a favor. X out of the box. Let someone that is interested in this information get this information. So you're in the right place today if you've heard of how much money people are making with this importing thing, and you just want to see how it works, how all the nuts and bolts of the operation work. Perhaps you've already tried finding good products and suppliers, have already tried to import, but ended up confused and overwhelmed on how to get it right. This is a lot of people, a lot of people, hear about how people are making a ton of money importing and go in and try to find a good product, try to find a good supplier, and it ends up just being a nightmare. You could literally spend many hours just searching for products. If you don't know what you're doing, it's very frustrating. So, that could be you. Or perhaps, you're currently working in the importing business, maybe you're drop shipping, something like that, or have done it before, and just want to see a working method, what's working right now, and how are really successful importers going about this. So we're going to show you guys, if that applies to you guys, definitely in the right spot, and you're going to get a ton of value out of this training. And guys, let me warn you, this is we're just going to speed through this. Me and Edmund sat down last night and this morning and really just fleshed out this entire presentation, made it so awesome. You guys are going to be blown away. And so we're going to be just speeding through this thing. There's going to be a replay at the end, but we're just going to be speeding through this thing. So definitely take notes if you can, because this is going to be jam-packed. One of the most valuable webinars you've ever seen. I guarantee it. So here's what you're going to be learning today by hanging out with us, guys. You're going to learn a very specific, proven 5-step process to find killer products, reliable suppliers, and build that importing empire fast. Again, this is what's working now we're going to show you. We're going to show you 3 proven methods ultra-experienced importers use to find high-quality products that are really selling hot right now. Experienced importers can find these hot products at, the drop of a pin, but it's really tough for new importers. So we show you guys, how to get past all that. We're also going to show you guys the only questions you need to ask yourself to know if you found a supplier you can trust. Really easy to get scammed in the importing game unless you know a few little rules, and then it's almost impossible to get scammed. So we're going to show you guys how to scam-proof your business pretty much. It's going to be great. We're also going to show you 3 secret negotiation hacks to ensure that you never get put with a bad supplier. Suppliers never treat you badly. These negotiation hacks are going to put you out in the right foot with these suppliers right away. And like I said, some of the pros don't even know these. These are like legitimate, real good hacks. So you'll see those. And guys, I see a lot of questions already. yeah, we're gonna go over all this method. It's gonna be really good, guys. So we're also gonna show you how to avoid the 5 repetitive pitfalls, and I should say now we actually upgraded this to 7 repetitive pitfalls. So guys, if you're a new importer, it's pretty much the 7 same things that always take out new importers, and you know, it's really easy to make those mistakes. And but you know, if you know the mistakes, it's really easy to avoid them. So we're going to show you the mistakes that everyone loses money on in importing and how to avoid them. And guys, even better is we have a whole bunch of free stuff for you guys if you stick with us to the end. We're going to be giving away free GoPros, free Kindles, free Amazon gift cards, and obviously, you know, we're going to be doing importing training and a free Q&A at the end. So we'll be hanging out at the end. And I see Marcos just asked, is this really live? And I can confirm that it is live, Marcos. All right, so yeah, it is currently 7:10 p.m. on August 5th. So let's do it, guys. Here's a super quick dabble into my story. I know you guys didn't come to hear about me, so I'll just go through this real quickly. So guys, this is me at 13 years old, and this is when I got started importing. Very embarrassing picture for me, but basically, from a very early age, I decided, you know, I wanted to be rich, right? Great. So I started trying all these get-rich-quick schemes, tons of failures. I've tried basically every money-making method you can think of. I've tried it, and you know, I had no idea what I was doing at this age. Obviously, no business connections. Obviously, no skills. I was just a 13-year-old kid, and all I really knew was I definitely wanted to make a lot of money. So set out to do that. The first thing I heard a lot of people were making money with, and this was you know, this was a few years ago now, but you know, back in the day, people were already starting to make money with importing, and I basically, you know, I started talking to some friends, started talking to my parents about it, and you know, they basically said, yeah, you could definitely do this. 13, definitely old enough to import. So I was inspired and determined to already set myself on a financially independent path at that point, and so I started doing importing. And saw that the first thing that you know, the first thing that caught my eye were the counterfeits. So guys, any counterfeit you can imagine, and I know so many people that get into importing, you know, go down this route in the beginning. Every counterfeit you can imagine, I've imported it or helped someone else import it. Purses, wallets, sunglasses, shoes, belts, workout guides, Beachbody, training belts, everything you can possibly imagine. If it's able to be counterfeited, I've imported it. So except for money, I should say. So yeah, guys. Basically did everything, every counterfeit under the sun, and absolutely started making good money. And you know, I probably did this for a good year, and it was great to be, you know, the person on the block that was out selling, you know, high quality Chanel purses and Louis Vuitton purses. Really cool little selling point when I was in school. But what ended up happening was after I started making a good amount of money with this, like I said, probably about a year, I ended up getting the old C&D, the old cease and desist. And anybody that's dealt in importing probably knows about the cease and desist. Basically, cease and desist is when a company will send you a cease and desist and says, hey, I see you're selling products with our trademark on it, products with our intellectual property. Stop selling it. Just letting you know we're aware of it. So if you keep on selling it, we're going to come back and sue you. So basically, I got this cease and desist, and immediately got out of the game. Actually, still have a whole bunch of counterfeit stuff in my garage, just sitting there from the cease and desist. So guys, big tip if you are importing counterfeits: if you do get the cease and desist, definitely respect the cease and desist. Most of the time, you won't get sued in importing, even if you are doing counterfeits and that sort of thing. But you do have to respect that cease and desist. You know, when you get the legal threats, definitely know that you're on people's radar. So after that, guys, and I'm sorry, I know we're just speeding through this, so definitely, and if you guys have questions, throw them in the question box. Me and Edmund will be switching off in the question box, and we'll be answering questions at the end here. So guys, after I realized that you can make a whole bunch of money on importing, I tried going legit, right? I had to get out of the counterfeit game. So I said, you know what, people are making a killing importing other things. I just need to, you know, find a good product and do that. And again, guys, there's actually more potential in not doing counterfeits than there is doing counterfeits, because there's so much more upside in you know, building an actual importing business. So literally, guys, hundreds of hours of research. It was a nightmare. Like I said, frustration and overwhelm at trying to trying to find a product, find a supplier, put all these pieces of this machine together at such a young age. Literally took me hundreds of hours. Got to the point where I was skipping middle school to research and import products. So thank you to my parents. I think my mom's on today. So thank you to my parents for letting me do that and learn how to do all this. But so guys, literally skipping middle school, missed way too much school, just researching products and trying to figure out how to import from China, how to make money doing this thing. And I tapped into every secret method I could find. Like literally every course you could buy, I bought it. And every blog article, every video, every tutorial, I went in and consumed it and went and tested it myself. And I really took the best of what I could find and implemented it, tweaked it, tested it, optimized it. I kind of say it's sort of like I was a mad scientist in there, just sitting in my room all day trying to figure out how to run this import racket. And a lot of people ask, were there a lot of mistakes? Did you have a lot of setbacks when you first started doing this? And absolutely, guys, absolutely. Here's just a few of my bad products, and you guys will see a common thread among all these products. And right after this, Edmund's actually going to show you his kind of development and some of the bad products he's had and how he became a winner as well. So, guys, here's some of my bad products. Patio furniture. If anyone's thinking about doing furniture or anything that's really heavy like that, what ends up happening is when you're doing the research, the margins on furniture and patio furniture especially because it's so heavy, the margins just look ridiculous. You can buy a piece of patio furniture for $150 and go sell it for $350, $500, whatever. So it looks really good on paper, but what ended up happening was once I got these patio sets, what you don't see is the cost of returns and the cost of defects. So every little chipped chair, every chair that had a little chip in shipment from getting shipped over from China, or me shipping it from here to the customer, or if the customer just didn't like it and wanted to return it, all of a sudden, it cost me $150 to get it from the customer back to me, and then another $150 to get it from me to the factory, and then another $150 to get it back from the factory to me, and then another $150 to get it back to the customer. So it's an absolute nightmare dealing with shipping this stuff around, especially when you start looking at returns and the defect rate. So definitely, guys, keep that in mind if you are looking at doing something really heavy like this. I would actually stay away from anything heavy and bulky. Another bad product that I had were sheets. I ended up buying 10 sheets, and I didn't know what I was doing because I was 13, 14 years old. And so I got the sheets. I didn't even use sheets in my bed at the time. So I was like, yeah, these sheets look great. And went out and sold them on eBay. Didn't get any bad feedback or anything. So I thought, okay, definitely I made some good money on these sheets. I'll buy some more. So I bought a ton of these sheets. And I think it was literally the day that the sheets got here from China. I just got bombarded like 3 days in a row with bad feedback from the sheets, from the original 10. And what happened was when people washed them for the first time, they actually ended up leaking colors all over all their clothes and anything else they had in the washer, and just completely ruined their wardrobe. And so this was an absolute nightmare for me. Almost got my eBay account banned. Bad news indeed. So definitely, and the lesson here, guys, is definitely test your samples, buy samples, and sell them to customers who will give you legitimate feedback. Don't give them to friends, family. Don't test it yourself because you don't have the same expectations that a paying customer is going to have. Another failed product I had were these Yes We Cannabis shirts. Thought it was a great idea with my business partner Kyle to go in and make all these shirts. I think we made like 500 to 1,000 of these shirts, and so went in. And went out and sold these at events, tried to sell them online, and sold a few, but it ended up being an absolute nightmare. Anyone that's done clothing knows that clothing's a tough business, especially building your own clothing brand. Before e-commerce was a big thing, it was so hard for us to sell these things. So still have about 500 of these things sitting in the garage as well. If anyone wants a Yes We Cannabis shirt and is in Florida, definitely stop by the StartupBros house. We'll give you one, or StartupBros house. And here's another failed product along, similar line to the bathtub, or sorry, similar line to the patio furniture. The bathtubs were just way too heavy, and the porcelain cracked in shipping. And again, to deal with the defect rate, to deal with broken items, damaged goods, returns, it's an absolute nightmare with these heavy products that are hard to ship, because every time you have to ship it anywhere, it's tons of money. So guys, there there's just a look at some of the bad products I have, and hopefully you see that common thread among those. And eventually success started to happen for me, which is good. Eventually I started doing collectible knives. That went really well for me. Started doing motivational pillows. And guys, again, I'm kind of rushing through this because it's just such a jam-packed webinar today. So definitely, guys, if you have questions, put them in the question box and we'll get to them. Motivational pillows were good. LED light bulbs, I did really well with those when they first came out, and I'll show you guys exactly how much money we made with these right after this. And my big one that a lot of people know me for is the airsoft guns. Ended up making a killing on airsoft guns. Once I started importing the airsoft guns, I actually dropped every other product that I was importing and just focused on importing airsoft guns. And that went really, really well for me for about 2-3 years. And then China actually made airsoft guns illegal. Any weapon lookalike was illegal. So my cost, it was still possible to get the airsoft guns, but my cost went up significantly because they actually had to smuggle them out of the country. So it became very difficult for me. And at that point, I'll tell you guys what I did after that in a second. So just some stats on what I did, and Edmund's going to show you his stats in a little bit. They're much more impressive than mine. So Edmund's a much more expert importer than I am. So here's my stats. Counterfeit profits, I made about 60 grand on those. And again, guys, I would suggest against doing counterfeits. I kind of got lucky on that. I actually have 2 friends that got sued, and when you get sued for copyright infringement, trademark infringement, they can actually take, I think, 3 times the profit. So if I did get sued for this, it would be a nightmare for me. I would lose everything. And I did have some friends that lost everything by doing counterfeits. So be careful if you are. First legitimate product was those pillows, making about 27 grand a year on those. Second legitimate product was the knives and swords. I also did swords, so that was kind of cool. Did like samurai swords and stuff, katanas. That was cool. Did about 54 grand a year on those, a little bit over 50 grand a year. Third legitimate product, and like I said, I dropped all other products when I started going after this. At one point, this says nearly 100 grand a year, but at one point we were making over 100 grand a year on the airsoft guns. And the best part about that was, we didn't even have to touch the inventory. I never even looked at an airsoft gun apart from my first few orders. So I'll explain that whole process to you in a second. And guys, it's all about doing the baby steps and having that step-by-step system. Anyone can do this. If I figured it out at 13, 14, 15 years old, I guarantee you can figure it out now. It's become so much easier now, and then, yeah, we'll show you guys how to do it. So right after that, guys, I actually quit. Stopped importing because, like I said, China made my product illegal. So I was sitting on a little bit of money. I was 16, so just kind of quit. Started doing a whole bunch of other businesses. Decided to kind of expand my horizons. Started a marketing agency. Worked with a startup called Affluence, which is they call themselves the Facebook for billionaires, and that went public. Just did a whole bunch of stuff. I have like 35 failed businesses I could tell you guys about too. Like I said, I've tried every money-making method in the book. And then started StartupBros in 2013, which all you guys know StartupBros, and wrote this article called How You Can Build an Importing Empire. Literally had some guy email me and say like, hey, thinking about importing from China, do you have any advice for me? And I'm like, yeah, I actually used to do it, so yeah, send any questions over and I'll answer them. And we started going back and forth, and 5 emails later, it ended up just being such a massive Q&A that I ended up writing a blog post about it. And this blog post just took off. Now this says read by over 1.5 million people. We're well over 2 million readers on these articles now. So literally, we unintentionally wrote the book on importing. And you guys, if you go to the site, you can see we have literally almost 2,000 comments on that one article alone. So just wrote the book on it. And I kind of say, we were forcefully launched back into this new world of importing because yeah, I mean, we just at that point we just had so many people coming to us for importing, for help building their importing businesses and stuff. We literally, I had to get back into importing. And why do I call it the new world of importing? People always ask. And I call it that because it's a completely new world of importing. Back when I was doing importing, guys, and Edmund will tell you the same thing in a second here. It was an absolute nightmare trying to get started in the importing business. Not only you literally had to take in all your own inventory. So to scale up this business, to make a lot of money at this business, you had to buy real estate, you had to rent warehouses. It was a nightmare. But at this point, you don't even have to touch your inventory, let alone hold it. With things like fulfillment by Amazon, it's amazing. We have clients that live in Cambodia, live in Guatemala, all these crazy places that's just run their business within the U.S. They're just having their supplier ship it to an inspection center in the U.S. and they ship it out to fulfillment by Amazon, and Amazon stores it and takes care of all the sales for them, whether it comes through Amazon, eBay, your own website. They'll ship it for you. They'll store it for you, and it's incredibly affordable. It's actually cheaper to do it that way because you're taking advantage of Amazon's scale. You're taking advantage of their buying boxes in bulk and tape in bulk and all that. So guys, it's a completely new world of importing. You don't have to touch that inventory. Consumers now are really into these trendy, unique, personalized products. Back in the day, it was literally when I was doing importing, people didn't buy products online. They were buying from Walmart, they were buying from Amazon, they were buying from eBay, but that was it. And they barely trusted Amazon and eBay at that time. So now, it's just growing out of control now. You guys know the figure. Amazon's a $75 billion company, or sorry, $100 billion company, growing at 20% a year. So they're literally, a $100 billion company growing like a startup. So consumers have never been more willing to spend money online, and not only that, but people are actually now willing to pay a premium to purchase from companies that they feel really understand them and really understand how to make a product that they like and have a brand that they can identify with. People are actually paying more money to get these products now. So there's tons of money there because eBay's not gonna, or I'm sorry, Walmart's not gonna pay a ton of money to create a toothbrush that's just made for a group of 100,000 people. Not enough money there from Walmart, but there's a ton of money there for you. So great to see that. It's a great market for the small time importer now. Another thing with this new world of importing, back in the day, it was so hard to find suppliers. It was literally a nightmare. Every second person you talked to was a scammer trying to scam you, and even the good suppliers were tough to get a hold of. It was crazy. So in this new world of importing, with Alibaba now going public in the U.S., it's just on another level now. Suppliers are literally, it's so easy to find them. Alibaba does all the work in filtering out all the scams for you. It's so much less likely that you'll get scammed now, and it's so much easier to work out special deals. If you want to do customizations on your product, if you want to do drop shipping, if you want to do custom packaging, even creating your own product or adding features, any of it is so much easier now than it used to be because the factories are just so much maybe it's that they're warmed up to working with Western culture. I don't know what it is, but it's so much easier now. It's unbelievable. Suppliers right now, they're literally competing for buyers, guys. Back in the day, there were way too many buyers and not enough suppliers. So literally, it was impossible to get in touch with suppliers. Even when you did, they were trying to rip you off. It was a nightmare. It's completely different now. Suppliers now actually have to compete for your business. There's so many suppliers now. They know that they have to cut their prices to the lowest they can. They have to make it as easy as possible for you to put your order in, for you to customize your product. That's how they're making more money now. That's how they're getting the customers. So it's a completely different market dynamic now. Right now, there's there's so many buyers right now that suppliers are literally just cutting prices and doing anything they can to get their hands on a new buyer. So that's good for you. And right now, guys, like I said, it's easier than ever to sell lots of stuff online. Amazon, eBay, growing like crazy. These are multiple billion-dollar businesses. Amazon, $100 billion business, growing at 20% a year. So it's so much easier now to sell products online. Not only do you have Amazon, eBay growing like crazy, you have Etsy, you have Artfire, you have all these kind of third-party, all these specialized e-commerce platforms that you can sell on, and those are growing like crazy. And you can build your own website. It's never been easier to build your own e-commerce store, and it's never been more likely that people will actually buy from it. So absolutely, guys, I was shocked, intrigued, and blown away when I saw all of this new world of importing. And So before I get into the actual method, guys, I do want to switch it over to Edmund for a second, and so I'll go through and answer some of your questions and stuff, and then Edmund's going to take you through real quick and tell you how he built his business, and then we're going to get straight into it, guys, and show you guys the 5-step process of how you can do it for yourself. So I'm going to hand this over to Edmund now, and you should be presenter. So go ahead and share your screen, and you should be good to go.
All right, guys. So I'm going to go through my story really quick as well, so you guys don't get too bored by us. I don't know why I can't get rid of that. It's okay. Sorry. Okay. So, guys, quick dive on my story. I was a rock star. Some of you guys probably know the band. If you guys can guess it, I'll give you a free Amazon gift card later. But what happened was I lost all my money. Long story. We can talk about it another day, another time. So I moved to China, completely broke, and I decided that I was going to get into importing. I had a friend living there. He was trying to make some money importing, and we just kind of got on the phone and decided that's what we were going to do. So we both wanted to get rich, but we were starting from zero, and we didn't really know what to do. So Will has his picture of him at 13 years old that he thought was embarrassing. This is me at 26 years old, which is far more embarrassing. Sleeping on my friend's floor in China, no money, broke, and yeah, that was it. I think my song was like number 20 on the radio at that time too, so it was that much more embarrassing. So anyways, finally after some experimentation, I found a product that worked, and the product that worked was morph suits. We were selling a ton of these morph suits. We were selling them to college football teams, to fraternities, at sporting events, corporate outings, you name it. If there was a morph suit that could somehow be sold to you, I was probably selling it to you. It made a ton of money. But just like Will, I got the exact same problem. I was making a ton of money. I think we'd ordered about 2,000 suits, so it was about like $18,000 in inventory that we'd put into my friend's. Like he kind of had like a shed behind his house. We put in Jacksonville, Florida, so we were importing them to Jacksonville. My friend had them in his warehouse or his shed. And what happened was the same as Will. We got a cease and desist. It turned out that morph suit was actually copyrighted by a company called Morph Suit. And I know probably a lot of you right now like, oh, okay, what about cease and desist? Am I going to get screwed with this? Actually, it's really easy to find out if a company's trademarked. Will obviously knew with Gucci purses, but with Morph Suits, I just never looked it up. But it turned out it was trademarked by somebody. So yeah, so I had to get out of the game. What happened was then, of course, we had a ton of morph suits. We had to sell them off. What we did was we put eBay bulk auctions on, and we tried to rebrand them. So we called them like Zintai suits, second skin suits, morph suit style suits, things like this. And we went from selling, at one point we were selling like 30 to 45 a day. Now we were selling like 2 or 3 a day. So we just tried to dump all the morph suits off and kind of cut our losses. We tried a bunch of products. Some were winners, some were losers. I'll show you guys in a second some of the different winners and losers because I think you guys will laugh. Eventually I started to figure out the formula, and like Will said, there is a formula, and it's a very clear formula. And once you start to figure it out, it's really quite easy to make money with importing. It's just figuring out this formula, which we're going to show you guys. I grew my import business to a multi-million-dollar importing empire. Now I have in China a fashion production company. I have a sourcing company, and I also own part of a factory and an inspection company. And all of this, as you saw, started with me sleeping on my friend's floor in China. So if I can do it, I'm absolutely retarded. If I can do it, you guys can do it. And I learned the formula so well that now I actually teach huge companies how to make money importing. And I'm going to talk about some of those companies in a second here. So were there mistakes and setbacks? Absolutely. I'll show you guys. These are all quite hilarious. First was this one. This was called the Bike Cooler. This is a product that after I'd made a little bit of money, I spent about $25,000 developing and making this product, and nobody wanted it. It was the dumbest product in the world. It was basically a cooler that would go on the back of your bike, and I thought it was going to be the next biggest thing in the world. I got a prototype made, built a website, blah, 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 got production, had everything ready to go, and no one wanted to buy it. Next was just like Will. I did furniture. I was doing Chase lounges, and I did have some success. I won't say it was all bad. But what would happen is you'd make like $215,000, and then you'd have one issue where there was a chair or a couch that was defective. You'd have to send it all the way back to China, and by the time you sent it back to China and got it all the way back to the States, you'd lost like your entire profit margin plus some money. So if that happened like 4 or 5 times, you were losing money, just bleeding money. Absolutely, probably one of the worst ones I ever did was submarines. So I always tell everyone you should never ever import electronics from China, let alone import crappy electronics that you're going to submerge underwater, because I assure you, you will have a ton of failures. So don't do submarines. They were a bad idea. And even recently, I'm embarrassed to say it, but about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, my partner and I decided that we were going to do these electronic stands that we're going to sell in bulk to people at Canton Fair. And it did make money. We sold a ton of them. But the issue was there were so many electronics from so many different factories that we were just constantly getting returns. It was just a nightmare. The electronics are very, very difficult to do unless you know what you're doing. Okay, but eventually success did start to happen. Now what most people know me for is touch screens. I'm maybe not the largest, but definitely one of the bigger suppliers of touch screens to the United States, especially to the U.S. government. We supply touch screens to almost all the correctional facilities in the United States. We have an exclusive contract with a company that has a contract with the U.S. government. So that's one thing I'm pretty well known for. You can see here these are a big stack of our Kakai touch screens sitting in our warehouse in China. Then the other one is fashion. So you can see here I have a huge 300 square meter showroom in Guangzhou, China, and we produce tons of fashion for companies all over the world. And I'll tell you guys a little bit, again, like I said in a second, about some of these companies. But again, all of this started with literally no money. I'm not telling you this to blow smoke up your ass. I literally was sleeping on my friend's floor, no money. And like I said, if I can do it, you guys can definitely do it. So here's some stats. Morph suits, I made about $80,000 in 6 months. I definitely still could have made a lot of money had I known the morph suit name was trademarked, but it was obviously a little bit of a hit to the bank account when that happened. iMegaphone, I don't know if you guys ever saw these things. They're these little plastic pieces that just attach to your iPhone. I sold a bunch of those to Groupon. They hired our company to source them. I made $120,000 in 2 orders. Profit. Uniforms, this is pretty funny. If you ever go to Lebanon, I supplied the Lebanese firefighting force with all of their uniforms. So that's a pretty funny one. $250,000 profit in 1 order. And touch screens. Right now, I think we're at $3 million and counting, plus we bought a factory, and that business is still one of my main businesses. So the thing was, it was all about baby steps. I didn't start off with the factory. I didn't start off with the fashion production company. I started off with a blanket and a pillow, $0, and eating ramen noodles on my friend's floor. So now I've transitioned. I still have these companies, but more or less are on autopilot. I don't have to do too much anymore with them. So now I focus on teaching others how to make money safely importing in China. And I do it from everybody, from newbie importers like you guys to big companies like H&M and Zara. H&M and Zara are 2 of my biggest clients at my fashion production company. We help them source the materials. We help them export their products from China. And as you saw in our showroom, we design fashion. So if you own anything from H&M, Zara, that's the color black, there's a good possibility that my company designed it. And it's really all about the system, which we're about to show you guys. So I'm going to hand it back over to Will here, and we're going to keep on rocking through our importing webinar, guys.
Okay, awesome. Let's see. I think I can switch it over. Okay, cool. All right, so yeah, guys. So like I said, Edmund definitely has more impressive numbers and everything. As you can see, he, like I said, he helps H&M, Zara, and a bunch of other just massive companies. The guy is literally the world's foremost importing export. So so you're really getting a great value here today, you guys. Make sure, like I said, you take notes and everything, because we are going to run through this now. So let's get into the actual method. So guys, again, want to remind you, baby steps. Don't go too fast. The reason people lose money at importing is when they do go too fast. They end up making mistakes, and they end up risking money where they shouldn't, and they end up falling into those pitfalls that we're going to show you in a second. And at the same time, overthinking, guys, not a requirement. A lot of people overthink not just importing, but every business decision they'll ever make. But importing especially, it feels like a really risky business it feels like a really expensive business. But the thing is, it's not if you know what you're doing. You can remove a lot of the risk from the importing game just through the method we're going to show you here. So definitely, it's a fine line you have to tread between baby steps and overthinking. But definitely, guys, keep that in mind. So here are the 6 myths of importing. I see these more than anything else. I see people never get started in importing. These are just excuses that people tell themselves to not take action, not get started in importing. So here are the things that I hear all the time that are just not true. These are the excuses that people tell themselves to not take action. I always hear that there's too much competition to get started. Obviously, I just told you for 10, 20 minutes how Amazon's growing at 20% a year. Literally, all of the online e-commerce business in general is just blowing up right now, and it is showing no sign of slowing down anytime soon. So people are just spending more and more money online. I don't know where people get this idea that there's too much competition. It's just not true. Another thing that you always hear is you need a lot of money to get started at importing. Definitely not true as well. Like I said, the reason that people do a lot of times need a ton of money to get started is because they lose a ton of money by falling into these pitfalls, by making these same mistakes that we always see importers make. So you don't need a lot of money. I always tell people you can get started. You can get your first samples and find your first profitable product with less than 150 bucks. You could literally start your importing empire with less than 500 bucks. Easily, 500 bucks I think is enough money to get things rolling. So definitely don't need a lot of money. A lot of people, again, think you have to handle all your shipping and inventory. So people, start having nightmares about, how to take a pallet in their garage and how to break it down and buy 500 boxes. Where are they going to keep it in their house, and how are they going to? Where's tape and packing peanuts? But like I said, you don't even have to touch your own inventory anymore. We encourage all of our clients to use fulfillment centers most of the time. So just not true there. Fourth myth I hear all the time is you must travel overseas to get the best deals. This used to be true back in the day, but again, guys, now suppliers are literally competing for buyers. So now you're gonna get the best deal right off the bat. Especially if you're using the negotiation hacks that we're about to teach you. You're absolutely going to get the best price. You're absolutely going to get the best deal possible without traveling overseas. And if you do travel overseas, at this point, it's only going to save you a few percentage on your orders. Back in the day, it did help a lot, but not anymore. Number 5, you have to live in the USA to be successful importing. Just not true. Like I said, we have clients that are, we have one in Panama that ships into the US. We have a ton of clients in Australia that sell in the U.S. We have a ton of clients in the U.K. that sell in the U.S. and the U.K. Guys, it's an international business. You guys do not have to live in the USA to be successful with this. All you really need is to have that supply chain down, to have the fulfillment center, to have the inspection center, and we're going to teach you guys how to do all that. 6th myth I hear all the time is that importing and international business are inherently very risky. While any business is risky inherently, because business is risky, importing and international business are no more risky than any other type of business, I would say. Especially, once you know what you're doing, once you know the things to look out for, the red flags, the green flags, you guys, this is going to be one of the lowest risk businesses that there is. So guys, definitely I encourage you guys to write those down, take a screenshot. Like I said, we're going to be flying through this presentation, so I'm not going to stop there too long. So let's get into it, guys. 5 steps to importing success. This is the method itself, and me and Edmund are going to switch off a few times during here to show you guys kind of what our specialties are. But so number 1, guys, is you're going to want to find that killer product that you can sell. Obviously, you need a profitable product to get the ball rolling, right? So finding a profitable product is the first step. Second step is connecting that profitable product with a reliable supplier that you can trust. So we're going to show you how you do that. We're going to show you guys how you validate your product and be certain that it's profitable, because so many people end up seeing the margin in something like patio furniture or something like submarines, and they end up putting the money into it. But without validating the product beforehand, you end up finding the problems out after, and that inherently makes it more risky. So we're going to show you guys how to validate your product and be certain that it's profitable before you put that purchase in, so you eliminate most of the risk of this business. Number 4, we're going to show you guys how to ensure that your products are perfect and delivered safely. Big problem is a lot of people think that there's quality issues in China, and a lot of times there is, but most of the time it's not the factory's fault, it's actually the buyer's fault. So we're going to show you guys how to ensure that your products are up to your specs and your customer specs, and that they're delivered safely to you. And obviously we're going to show you guys, what happens if they aren't delivered safely. How do you get your money back? How do you protect yourself? We're going to show you all that. And then we're going to go into how to sell. We're going to show you how you can actually sell these goods and make some money for yourself. And then a little bonus at the end that we just added in is we're going to show you guys how to scam-proof yourself and your business, because this is my favorite section actually. So right at the end we're going to show you guys literally everything you need to know to never get scammed in this business. You're literally going to scam-proof yourself. It's great. So let's get into it, guys. First thing we're going to talk about is how to find that killer product that you can sell. All right, so let's talk about it. Basically, guys, this is the process for this in a nutshell, and then I'm going to go through and actually do some product research with you guys, and we're going to see if we can find some stuff. So the first thing you're going to want to do is brainstorm and browse. Get your mind in the right place. You want to get your mind on the trends. You want to get your mind on the things that are selling right now and the things that are hot right now, growing right now. And then from there, we're going to start going through products on a whole bunch of different sites. I'll show you guys all that. And we're going to list any products with potential on a spreadsheet. And I actually have a spreadsheet for you guys too, so that'll be cool. And the thing that we want to do is get 25 to 50 potential products on there. And I'll tell you guys obviously what a potential product is, all that, but I want to give you guys the big picture view before I go into the details. And so yeah, you're going to do 25 to 50 products, get them on the spreadsheet, and then you're going to take the 5 to 10 products from those 50 that look like they have the highest potential, and then we're going to do some deep research on them. We're going to figure out the duties, taxes, customs fees, shipping fees. We're going to figure out all that and get an accurate estimate of that, and we'll show you guys how to get an accurate estimate of that. All right, so let's get into it. Brainstorming for products, guys. And I see a lot of questions coming in. Definitely, I see Edmund's answering them too, so that's awesome. But yeah, we're going to do a long Q&A at the end too, guys. So definitely do the question box if you have a question. So let's get into it. Brainstorming for products, the first step of finding a profitable product. So the first place I go for this is Amazon bestsellers list and the Amazon movers and shakers list. Now, any product that you go with when you're just starting out importing, you're going to want to make sure that it's less than 1,000 bestseller rank in whatever category it is. And I'll show you guys where exactly to find that information and what it means in a second. Another great place, very similar to Amazon and movers and shakers and bestsellers, is eBay bestsellers and eBay's hot product listings. Another great place to see what's happening, where the money's going, what people are spending money on. Trend watch sites, another great thing. Trend Hunter, Trend Watching, and Springwise are my 3 favorites. I know Edmund has one other really good one, so maybe we'll have him drop that at the end. But yeah, so Trend Watch sites, always great. You can get great ideas from these, and they basically just watch commerce trends, and again, try to see where people are spending money and all that good stuff. And then another good place is Reddit. They have a few good subreddits. One is called Buy It for Life, and one is called Shut Up and Take My Money. Shut Up and Take My Money is a little bit better for what we're trying to do. Since Buy It for Life, they typically want to buy American or Canadian-made goods that are super high quality. So Shut Up and Take My Money, really great subreddit for looking at trends and stuff. People just posting products that they see on the internet and want. So definitely, obviously, that shows a trend right there. And specialty sites are always great too. We have sites like Uncrate, Pinterest, Fancy, Kickstarter. Obviously, Kickstarter is literally a business, a website where people are just validating product ideas and business ideas. So we can get some great ideas from that. Fancy, Pinterest. Pinterest is great. People just posting products that catch their eye. Very similar to Reddit. So all those places, great places to get your mind on what people are currently buying, and that is the goal with this this initial brainstorm. And all right, so let's get into it. Like I said, we're going to rush through this because we got so much value to give you guys here. So for initial product research, guys, you're going to want to find those products with potential. You're going to want to run through and compare Terapeak, Alibaba, Amazon, and eBay. So for product research, guys, those are pretty much your 4 tools that you're going to be using. It's going to be Terapeak, Alibaba, Amazon, and eBay. And in just a second, I'm going to jump over and actually do some product research. So I'll show you guys how to do that. But those 4 sites are definitely your main tools when doing this. Google Trends can help, but Terapeak plus Alibaba plus an e-commerce platform are definitely the best. And this right here, guys, I would definitely encourage you guys to write this down, take a screenshot. This is one of the main things in this. So I'll circle it in my sweet red pen. That's not red. I'll get a red pen. Okay. So guys, this is the formula right here for a good product. This is what makes a good product. Margins plus no red flags plus sell-through ratio equals a killer product. So in a second here, I'm going to show you guys what good margins are, what margins to look for, how to find the margins. We're going to show you guys the red flags for product selection, what to avoid, what to look for in a product itself. And then the sell-through ratio, we're going to show you guys how to do that. But I would encourage you guys to write that down, and we'll get this right after. And guys, that's it right there. You find that combination right there, you have yourself a killer product, and you guys are going to make a lot of money. So I would add any products with potential to a spreadsheet. And again, just a simple spreadsheet. With the potential products, you're just going through and listing stuff for reference. All right, guys, so let me show you guys what makes a good product and a bad product. And this is the first pitfall, actually, that we see newbie importers constantly fall into, is they end up picking bad products. Now, guys, bad products are heavy, they're bulky, and they're hard to ship. Like I said, furniture, terrible, absolutely terrible. And Edmund, both of us lost a lot of money on furniture, so that's no fun. Food is also a bad one. I've seen some people lose some money on food because, a lot of times they'll have to, do food preservation techniques. They'll have to ship it with dry ice or something. And then if something does go bad, if they leave the package outside their door and the food goes bad, all of a sudden, it's costing you. Either the customer's mad at you or you have to refund that order. So obviously, guys, heavy, bulky, and hard to ship items like furniture and food, we're going to want to avoid. Technically complex products, again, like a underwater submarine, there's a lot of things that have to go right for that to work consistently for years on end. So that's tough. Any electronic is really kind of too technically complex for me. If it plugs into a wall, I generally try to avoid it. And then anything that requires very high quality. So guys, you're not going to be importing cars, you're not going to be importing ATVs, computers, things like that. Because it just requires such high quality, such precision manufacturing that there's no margin for error. If the machine gets a millimeter off on one little metal shaving or something, or one little metal shaving is left in an engine, the whole thing can blow up and it can cost you guys a fortune. So definitely avoid anything that requires really high quality, really high precision like that. And then anything that's sold at a large retail store or by top Amazon sellers, we obviously want to avoid. You guys are not going to be able to start importing small amounts of floss, small amounts of Q-tips, things like that. You guys are not going to be able to make money doing things like that. You guys have to be more unique. You guys have to have a unique selling angle. So definitely want that. And obviously, guys, trademark goods we're going to always try to avoid. And guys, I would again try to take a screenshot of this one. This is a valuable slide right here, so I'll leave it up for a second. And yeah, I see a few people that are doing like USB car chargers, and David said he ships food and it's not that bad. There are situations. Obviously, every situation is different, but a general principle: if you're just getting started in importing, food is definitely going to be harder to get into than anything else. Electronics are going to be harder to get into, and they're both going to be riskier than anything else to get into. So for newbie importers, this is what we recommend. We see a lot of people fall into this pit here, this pitfall number 1 of selecting bad products. So definitely avoid selecting bad products. And I'm going to grab a drink of water and give you guys one more second on this one. All right. So if that's what makes a bad product, what makes a good product then? That's what you want to know, right? So this is what makes a good product, guys. Good products are essentially the opposite of everything a bad product is, right? All the red flags for a bad product. So good products are small, light, and simple to ship most of the time. I always give the rule, if I can pick it up with one hand, it's probably good to go. Typically, they're going to be selling anywhere from $7 to $50. And guys, this is right here. I would definitely write this down. The startup sweet spot that we've come up with here. This is where we see huge explosive growth happen with new importing businesses. So definitely, if you're just starting out and you really want to, make a lot of money at this fast, look for a product that, on top of everything else, sells in the that you can buy in the $7 to $50 range. And the reason for that is, guys, that's going to be your startup sweet spot that really supplies your business with the explosive growth that it needs. And the reason that is because shipping costs aren't going to destroy your profit. So obviously, if you're selling a $5 product and it costs you $4 to ship it, there goes your whole profit margin, right? So at $7, that's kind of the bottom we see, the minimum, where shipping costs won't destroy all your profit margin, and it's not too expensive on the high end to get into. So to buy 10 units of a $200 product, that's pretty expensive. But to buy 10 units of a $50 product, that's actually doable. That's actually pretty easy. So that's kind of the startup sweet spot that we see there. And another great thing to look for is you need a consistent stream of buyers. You can make money in seasonality on importing. I see a lot of people do it. But the thing is, it is inconsistent income, and definitely be careful too, because you don't want to be selling things like the one thing I always use in his example here is you don't want to be selling jack-o'-lantern trick-or-treat buckets for toddlers because they're only going to sell in October and never again. They're only going to sell for Halloween, and no one ever buys a jack-o'-lantern trick-or-treat bucket outside of October. So definitely that's going to be a really inconsistent stream of buyers. You're going to get stuck with inventory. You're going to sit on inventory for forever, or you're not going to have enough inventory. You're just going to have all sorts of supply chain issues with that. So definitely you want a consistent stream of buyers always. That's always going to be good. And then, of course, guys, we're looking for good margins, right? Minimum sale price is going to be 2 times your cost. So for anyone that doesn't know how margin works, I would encourage you to just Google margin markup calculator, and that'll show you how it works. But your minimum sales price, guys, so if I buy a product for $5, at the absolute minimum, I have to sell it for $10. And that's going to be 100% markup, double the price, and 50% margin, because 50% of 10 is 5, and that's my profit. So that's your absolute minimum, is 50% margin, 100% markup. If I'm buying a $5 product, I'm selling it for $10. Absolute minimum. Now, if you guys want to actually grow quickly and you guys actually want to have fun with this business, here's the startup sweet spot for margin. And I would definitely encourage you guys to write this down too. The sweet spot for margins is 3 times your cost. If you can get a 200% markup and a 67% margin, again, 67% margin is where the money's at. If you can buy a product at $5 and sell it at $15, all of a sudden you have so much money to spend on ads, you have so much money to reinvest into your business, that the business will just start growing like crazy. So if you guys want to have the really fun, explosive growth, because for me personally, I like my businesses to grow really quickly. I'm not having fun. I don't have fun working if I'm not seeing the numbers go up quickly. So for me, the closer I can get to the startup sweet spot, the harder I work and the more effective I work and the more money I make. So definitely, guys, aim for those 2 startup sweet spots: $7 to $50 sales price and a 200% markup or 67% margin. And then, guys, again, anything that fulfills those, I will put onto that potential product spreadsheet. So let me go over and I'll show you guys how I do some of this product research. Actually, I'll show you guys this slide first. So on that spreadsheet, basically what we're looking for is average buy price, average sell price, sell-through ratio, and the comments. So let me jump over to something here. Let me open up Firefox. All right, so let's do some research. Okay, guys, so again, the sites you're going to be using for product research: Terapeak, always important. Terapeak is what they are. They actually have the exclusive rights to all of eBay's sales data, so no one else can actually see eBay's sales data apart from Terapeak. So Terapeak is just an incredible tool. They just crunch all of eBay's sales data and give you some incredible information on it. So that's the first tool we're going to be using. And I would really encourage anyone if you are getting into importing, you're probably going to have to use Terapeak at some point. So I'll give you guys a link in the chat for a 7-day free trial. But I would definitely encourage you guys to do the 7-day free trial for that, and try to find, when you're ready to do the product research, take that 7 days and try to find a badass product. The other thing we're going to go to is Amazon, and I would actually encourage you guys to just go to Google and Google Amazon bestseller page, because I don't know how to get to it from Amazon. So let's go to the bestsellers list. Okay, maybe not. Okay, so we go to the bestsellers list, and make sure you're in all categories for that, any department. And then that's pretty much all we need, and then we need Alibaba to get the prices from the suppliers. Okay, so let's go into it, guys. So the first thing we're going to do is jump over to Amazon and just start looking through these products and trying to find some good ideas. Basically, again, we're trying to brainstorm and get our minds in the right place. So if anyone has any ideas, definitely, if anyone has a product idea that they want me to go through or anything, definitely put it in the chat and I will go through it. Someone said the baby category, so we can do that. Yeah, someone said sports and outdoors, so we'll do that. Okay. All right, so and someone said beauty too, so we'll do that. All right, so I got 3 categories here to go through for you guys. And pet supply is always a good one too. Yeah, guys, when you guys are getting started with this, let me tell you too, here's a good little thing. Most of these product categories you're going to want to avoid. There's only a few product categories that people really make money in Amazon. At least our style of importing. So let me mark those for you. Obviously, instant videos, not going to make anything there. Digital music, App Store, Cloud Drive, all this stuff is all useless for us. Kindle, man, lots of Amazon stuff here, huh? Books, I see some people make money on books, but I would, for the most part, recommend against that. Movies, music, games, almost see no one making money on that, except for musical instruments. Musical instruments can be good. Electronics and computers, again, I would avoid that. Unless you're doing like, a monitor holder or something. There are good products in there, but definitely not electronics and computers themselves. Home, garden, and tools is great. Always see people making money there. Beauty, health, not so much groceries, but beauty and health always do good. Toys, kids, and babies do great. Clothing, shoes, and jewelry, see a lot of people making money there. Obviously, Edmund is one of the most, most knowledgeable clothing importing experts in the world. So, sports and outdoors, tons of money to be made there. Don't see a ton of money made in this automotive industrial area, except for janitorial. I've seen some people make some money in janitorial. So, guys, there is just a few of the categories that basically what you want to go for and what you want to avoid, and yeah, so that's good. All right, so let me get all these pen marks off for you, and then we'll do the categories you guys asked for. All right, so in those categories, so the first one that was recommended was baby. Okay, so yeah, right off the bat, guys, and I know some of you guys have seen us show this product before, but this #1 bestseller in babies, this baby banana toothbrush, has actually been a great product for like 3 or 4 months now. So this thing's been absolutely incredible. Let's go through and see if it's still profitable, because there are more sellers coming into this product. So let's go ahead and see if it is still profitable. And again, guys, this is the #1 thing in bestsellers for babies for like the past 6 months. So this thing's just been killing it. So what we want to do is put it into Terapeak. And what you guys want to do is always select the 90-day data right here, because that'll give you the most reliable view of the data. And then I usually do eBay.com. You guys can limit your searches to eBay Canada, eBay UK, eBay Australia, France, everything, and get just data from there. So if you're selling in the UK, obviously you just want to do UK data. But for me, I'm in the US and international, so eBay.com is what I use. Okay, so there's the baby banana toothbrush. So it takes a second to go through and do the search. And this is what you'll get afterwards. So Terapeak literally crunches all the historical data. And I can see this product is slowly starting to not become a great product anymore, because we've literally told thousands of people about this product now. So so this isn't the greatest product anymore, but I'll show you guys how you find that out. At one point, this was a killer product, though. So basically, guys, I don't know why this is freezing. Okay, here we go. So you can see the price trend here, which is good. Average price and total listings trend. So we can see the listings are starting to come down, and the average price is also starting to come down. So definitely the trend is on our side with this one. Let's go into the higher level data and start seeing some of that. And yeah, so I'll jump over here while we're waiting for that to load too and show you guys how we would get the price from Alibaba. Again, just searching for it in Alibaba. Edmund's going to show you how to actually find good suppliers and stuff. So I'm not going to do any search filters or anything. At this point, I'm just looking for pricing information, which you can see right there. So here's 75 cents a piece, a buck. Well, that's not what we're looking for. This thing is actually really good price. So let's look at that. Really good price here. No price there. Okay, so here's a few. We can see this one is 76 cents a piece at the worst, 55 cents a piece at the worst, $1.50 to $2. Not sure why these guys are so much more expensive. So let's average it all out and just say $1. Let's say it's going to cost us $1 a piece for these guys. So let's go over to eBay and see what we turned out here. The sell-through ratio is really important, guys. What this is basically measuring is the market saturation. So what this is saying is that for every 100 listings that go up, 29 of them actually sell. So for every 100 products that people try to sell on eBay, 29 of them are actually selling. So this is definitely important. This is basically for people that think there might be too much competition. This is the competition measurement, the sell-through ratio. If this is at anything below 25%, I would avoid the product. I think there's too much competition, and I think it's probably saturated with sellers. Anything above 30% is pretty decent. If you can find something at like 45-50% sell-through ratio or above that, that's a hot product, and you found yourself a really good product then. Because what that's saying is that there's literally, that product is saturated in buyers. So that's a great problem to have, and definitely one that you want to take advantage of. So the average sell price for these guys is $473 with $198 shipping. So let me bring up my calculator because I'm real bad at math. So 473 plus 198, 671. So they're selling at 671 with a 29% sell-through ratio. Again, not the best sell-through ratio in the world, but doable. Even if they're $1 a piece, guys, the margin in this is still pretty good. So I'm going to go to Google, grab my margin markup calculator. So if it's going to cost us $1 and we're selling it at, what was it, 671? Your markup on that is 571% with a gross margin of 85%. So obviously this product is still pretty hot, and even in the worst case scenario where we see these prices get crazy, like we saw the one price of, I think it was $2 per toothbrush. Even at that price, we still have a ridiculous margin here. I mean, we could stand to go all the way up to, 225-ish, I would say, and still have a 67% margin. So definitely a lot of breathing room with this product. And again, not the best sell-through ratio in the world, so I wouldn't expect to build a company on this, but great supplemental income because the margin on this is just great, and we can see that it's just selling like crazy. Even on Amazon, they're selling for $7 a pop. So I mean, you're making money on this. So there's one product, and you guys can see just from that picture, any product that you see on eBay, Amazon, anywhere on the internet, pretty much, you can literally jump on Alibaba and find the exact same thing. I bet you we can find, like, here's the baby banana toothbrush in the exact same packaging and everything. So we always encourage people, to do their own packaging and create their own brand. But definitely, I mean, you can just piggyback right on this product too. So guys, there is one awesome product. So that's the baby category. And I would go through the baby category more because it's a pretty awesome category. But because you guys had some requests, we'll do some other stuff here. So obviously a lot of this stuff when you're going through the best sellers list is going to be trademarked. So like we can't sell New Era hats, obviously. Fitbits we can't sell. But again, we want to go through here and find either trends or an actual product that we can, that doesn't have a big brand attached to it, anything like that. Here's a stormproof match kit. I don't know if that's the best thing. I would be uncomfortable doing that just because you require really high quality, I think. But I could be wrong. So yeah, this is literally what I do, guys. Just go through here, try to see some stuff, try to see some potential in any of these products. And you guys have to keep in mind what makes a good product, what makes a bad product, and kind of go from there. I don't know what this is. Puddle jumper? I'm not even going to check that out. So let me just, all right, I'm just going to pull a random product here, and hopefully we'll get a bad product too, so you guys can see what makes a bad product as well. And actually, you know what I'm going to do is click into exercise and fitness, because I've seen a lot of stuff there. All right, so let's check it out. Exercise and fitness equipment. One thing that I've seen that's been doing really well are those muscle roller sticks. So we'll see if we can find one of those in here and search for one of those. And again, muscle roller sticks are obviously, and these foam rollers do really well too. Let's check one of these foam rollers out, and let's check out a muscle roller stick. All right, so let's check this out, and let's check that muscle roller stick out. All right, so here's a high-density foam roller, otherwise known as a stick of foam. So let's see how much a stick of foam costs. They're selling for $18.75 here. And again, just looking for it on Alibaba. And usually I jump back and forth between Amazon and Alibaba, and if I see that it might have potential, then I'll put the product into Terapeak and get some deeper research on it. So we can see right here, guys, looks like anywhere from $1 to $10 a piece on these. And the reason for that is because they're selling everything from, a 12-inch foam roller, see 12-inch to 36-inch. And to ship a 36-inch foam roller is going to be much more expensive. So most of that cost is in the shipping. Because most of these prices, these FOB prices, a lot of times. But yeah, so let's look at it. So here's one that's $3.5 to $4 a piece. So let's say, I mean, even in the worst case, if they were, $6, $7 a piece, let's say they're $7.50, just to give an estimate. And let's say we're going to do the 36-inch. So you always want to try to get the most reliable data you can in Terapeak. So if you just put foam roller in, you're going to get a whole bunch of 12-inch, 42-inch, all sorts of stuff, and it's going to really screw up your pricing data and your sell-through data. So we really want to get down to one thing. So 36-inch foam roller. And we can see here, we estimated $7.50, even $10 a piece. Let's see what we would do. And all right, so we could see the 36-inch foam roller is selling for over $30 a piece. Not the best sell-through ratio in the world. Again, that's not attractive, but it's not debilitating. We should try 36 actually, because now I think we might be getting bad data on that. But anyways, guys, so we're gonna look up the price on that. Even if it's this 1875, we have a decent margin. Again, that probably doesn't. That's not gonna hit the 67% margin that we want, but that's definitely a comfortable margin. Back on Terapeak, and that's still going. I'm gonna skip this foam roller thing because that's taking forever to roll or load. So let me show you this muscle roller stick too. $20.99, and you can see this is sold and made by a company called Suprema Sports. So obviously that's not, it's not Wilson, it's not some huge sports company, it's not Nike that you're competing with. It's some company called Suprema Sports, so shouldn't be too difficult to compete with them. It's not like people are only going to buy it from Suprema Sports. So let's look up muscle roller stick. Let's look up in here muscle roller stick. And we will check that out. And again, you want to try to find the exact one from that you're looking at on eBay, Amazon, or whatever. So it looks like this is it, actually. Let's see if we can find one more. It looks like the average price, though, for a decent size order is going to be right around the $6, $7 mark, $5 to $7. So $3 to $10 a piece. Let's say $7.50 again on that. And our Terapeak data is almost done loading. So we look over on Amazon here, and we can see $20.99, and that's with shipping. So even at 21 bucks, we got a great margin we're looking at there. And then let's see what Terapeak gives us. Because again, Terapeak's always going to give you guys better data, and usually it doesn't take this long to load either. So I'm going to restart that search real quick. No, now it's going quick. All right, so let's see like the actual in-depth sales data for these muscle roller sticks. And hopefully I can find a bad product for you guys too. Okay, so $15.74 plus $7.15 would be your sell price. So let's look it up. $7.15, $22.89. And the sell-through ratio this time, guys, look at this. 63% sell-through ratio. That's outrageous. So 23 bucks. So yeah, we're looking right at a 67% margin, right at a 200% markup. So this looks like a great product. This looks like a really hot seller right now too. This is something that is trending like crazy too. We can see a 63% sell-through ratio means that literally almost 2 out of 3 products that go up on eBay are selling no matter what the price. So so really this is just great to see. This is a great product here. And let me go through this last one, this beauty niche or this beauty category, and hopefully we can actually find a bad product here. Beauty is a strange market too. Like a lot of the times, because we don't want to do anything that has FDA regulation, nothing like that. We don't want to deal with the FDA. So makeup, I've never tried to do makeup, so I'm not sure the regulations surrounding it. But definitely be careful to avoid all regulations if you can. So here's like a eyelash curler. That looks cool. Ooh, nail art design paintings. That looks like it might be good. So here's something. Evermarket doesn't sound like some big beauty company that I can't compete with. So let's check it out. Nail art design. How am I going to search for this thing? Okay. I'm going to look for nail art tool. Okay, so now I just need to find like a 15-piece one. See if we can look for that. Okay, so here we go. Let's see if we can get a price on it. This one says, yeah, this one says $2. Yeah. So again, guys, you're going through here and just looking at these prices here. Not the most accurate thing in the world, but definitely what you want to do. So we can see 170. I would say these would go for like 150ish. It looks like on average. So $1.50 a piece on that, and we can see we would probably not want to do that in Amazon. Again, this isn't even in that sweet spot we talked about, the $7 to $50 sweet spot, and we can see the effects of that because just shipping this product, even though it has a decent margin, the shipping is going to eat up all the margin that there is. So I can tell you right now, without even putting it in Terapeak, that this is not going to be a good product because if we're buying at 150 a piece, selling at 422 a piece, it's going to cost us minimum $2 to ship it. So that's going to be out. So that's a bad product. But okay, so you guys probably see. I'm gonna move on from this. So I would definitely. So that's basically what you do, guys. And again, just go through. What you're really looking for is the average buy price, the average sell price, and the sell-through ratio. And then obviously put some comments on the products. You know, if it does, you know, if it's a little bit bigger, if it's a little bit heavier. You know, definitely make a comment of that on your spreadsheet so you know that for later. And then for the 5 to 10 products that you guys find that really look good, you're going to want to look up shipping prices, duties, taxes, all that good stuff afterwards because shipping estimates and duty estimates, that stuff's pretty time consuming. So I only do that for the products that I really think I actually might import. So definitely I try to do 50 products, get a batch of 50 products on there, take the 10 best products, do the deep product research on those, and then decide from there which 2 or 3 I really want to pursue. And the sites I use, guys, to do the shipping estimates and the duty estimates are dutycalculator.com and worldfreightrates.com. Those are the 2 that I would recommend for you guys. And I think Edmund might show you guys those sites, but like I said, we're trying to rush through this since this is so jam-packed, so we'll skip that. So there's no shortcut, guys. That's a big pitfall I see people go into here. So many people, for some reason, think that Worldwide Brands and Doba are the answers to all their dreams. I'll tell you guys, these are, I wouldn't call them scams, but they're about as close to a scam as it gets. The most money you can make on a product from Doba Worldwide Brands is like a 2 to 3% profit margin. It's ridiculous. It's not even worth your time. They're such a waste of money. It's ridiculous. So that's why I say they are just about scams, and I would avoid these at all costs. I see so many importers fall for these. So yeah, like I see a bunch of people like Jesse just said, yeah, I have Worldwide Brands, not worth it at all. Yeah, not at all for me either. And yeah, I see so many people fall for these tricks. I fell for these tricks as well when I was starting out, and these things are just waste of money. There's no shortcut like that. You got to know how to do the product research. Product research is where the competitive advantage comes from in this. So definitely, guys, there's the first step of how to find that killer product that you know you can sell. And I'm actually going to switch it back over to Edmund here. So Edmund, you probably want to get your slides ready again. But at this point, we're going to talk about how you can find a reliable supplier that you know you can trust. And Edmund, he's got a whole bunch of email templates for you. He's got all sorts of stuff for you. So I'll turn it over to him right now. And Edmund, you are back as the presenter.
Hey guys, I'm just setting up my duty calculator so I can show you guys how to do it. So give me 1 second, get my slides.
Yeah, definitely. And anyone that hasn't minimized right now, I would definitely watch this part because Edmund doesn't do this for free very often. So this is going to be very high value here.
Okay, sweet. So how to find a reliable supplier you can trust. So first we're going to talk about do initial search for suppliers. So what I do, and even like I said, I have quite a big company. The way that I check for suppliers is really easy. I'll just switch back and forth a lot here, guys. Is I go to Alibaba, and actually I'm going to show you guys a product. So someone can probably take this exact product and go make a ton of money because I looked at this the other day trying to make a video, and this product is definitely a gold mine. So when I go to Alibaba, this is what I do. I click on, if you look right here where it says sort by, gold supplier, on-site check, assess supplier, escrow, e-credit line. I start clicking on these things. Gold supplier, what that means is basically this company has paid to be a gold supplier for Alibaba. It used to not really mean anything. Now it's getting more and more strict, their standards to become a gold supplier, and it's getting more and more expensive. So most factories that are gold suppliers are more legit than factories that are not. So I click on gold supplier. Next, I click on on-site check. What an on-site check is, it means that they've had an inspection from an inspection services company, and someone has actually been to the factory, and you can click on the supplier. We're not going to do it now, but you can click on the supplier and you can actually read their inspection report. Then also assess supplier. Same thing. This means that Alibaba sent someone out there to go check on their factory, basically. So I click on all of these. Here, I don't know why it's not coming up now. We'll get rid of assess supplier. It's not the end of the world. Definitely gold supplier, definitely on-site check. Assess supplier. If you're going to get rid of one, assess supplier would be the one to get rid of, because this one is also paid for by Alibaba, so it's kind of a little bit biased. But on-site check is definitely very important. So anyways, so we go through here, and a product I saw the other day were these GoPro adjustable camera mounts. So what I did is, next is you just contact the supplier. It's pretty easy. This one actually, let's try it, see if this person's online. If you click here, it says chat now. Sometimes you can actually chat to them right this second. So since this is up, let's see if it's possible to chat to them. Enter in my Alibaba password, if I remember it. Let's see if we can talk to this person right now. That would be very cool. Show you guys how it works. Say, hey, are you there? Okay, let's wait 1 second to see. But if not, what we do is this. We click on contact supplier here. I'm going to get rid of that. And generally what I do is a subject line. I get rid of the subject line because I get 1 million of those generic responses a day. And I feel like you don't get as much of a good response rate if you put that in. So I would put in something like looking to order 100. Oh, no, don't even put that. Looking to order immediately. So put something like that, or love your product, just something different, because they get that same generic line, 1 million emails a day. Change yours a little bit and it'll stick out in your inbox. Hey, was checking out your GoPro JAWS accessory, whatever you want to say. Just GoPro JAWS is fine. Wanted to know, so these are the things you want to ask. Wanted to know, what is the price per piece at 100 pieces, let's say? What is the total weight? What is the carton size? How many cartons? And you might, just to be a little bit more specific, how many cartons at this weight? Yeah? Just trying to fix my punctuation. Okay. So this is what I would say, something like this. So I asked how many pieces there were, what is the total weight, what is the carton size, how many cartons. If you ask these 3 questions, it does a few things. One is they're going to take you a bit more seriously because they can tell that you know what you're talking about. And 2 is it saves 20 back and forth emails, because if they send you the MOQ, you're going to go, oh, okay, awesome. Oh crap, what's the size of the carton? I don't know. Now I can't calculate my shipping charges. And you're going to go do that, and you're going to write it back, oh crap, what's the weight? Just ask them all at once, and just, one, it kills 2 birds or 20 birds with 1 stone, and 2 is it makes them think that you know what you're doing, which is a good thing. So I would just put in 100 pieces. I think that was our MOQ, and we hit send. I already did this the other day, so I'll just show you guys. Let me find here so you guys can see. I contacted these 2 suppliers. One here is this girl, Echo, and she sent me an email back. And I saw these things. I'd gone on Terapeak, and the sell-through ratio on these things was like 79%, like that, and they were selling for $75. So this girl wrote me back, and she told me the price per piece was $5.97, and she told me the carton size, and she told me 9 kilograms. So here's what stuck out when I got this email right away. It's kind of like one of those things in life, if it sounds too good to be true, it's probably too good to be true. through experience, I know more or less production costs on something like this, and $5.97 is really, really, really cheap, and that was kind of a major red flag to me. It's something you guys won't know right away because you're new to importing, but even worst case scenario, you order this sample and then you see that it's crap, which isn't the end of the world. It's a good experience. But then I got one from this girl, and she sent me it, and she told me it was about $15.50 per piece for 100 pieces. So 1,550 for 100 pieces, 25 kgs, and the box size. This seemed like a much more legit product to me for a few reasons. One, $15.50 seems about the right price for a product like this to me, and also is much heavier, which means that they're using higher quality, denser materials. So it seems to me like a good product to use. Let me just jump back into my presentation here, see what I'm missing. Okay, so reached out to suppliers, we did that. Now we received prices and catalogs, and then we compare and choose suppliers. So if it were me, what I would do is I would get a supplier from sample from Ginny, and I'd probably also get one from Echo. Meanwhile, what I would do is this. We know, and I just made this literally just now in 2 seconds on in Excel, so you guys can definitely do it. We saw that the cost for the total shipping cost was $1,550, which puts our cost per piece at $15.50. Next thing I would do is go over to World Freight Calculator, or worldfreightrates.com, and you can start looking at what it costs to ship something. So we're going to do this. We're going to click by air. This girl I already know, just trying to save time. Her factory is in Shenzhen, China. So wait for that to come up, Shenzhen. And we're going to send it to Jacksonville, Florida, because that's where I'm from. And commodities, general merchandise, and the value was 1,550, more or less. The weight was 25 space. The gross weight was 25 kgs. And now let's go look at the size of the package again. I don't remember. 52, 35, 32. Quite easy. 52, 35, 32. Let's get a rate. Meanwhile, let's jump over to DHL real quick too and see what they offer us. And I'm showing you guys this because this is literally exactly what I do all day, every day. Welcome to my life. Very exciting, very glamorous. I don't know why DHL is not loading for some reason. Okay, it's okay. We'll go to FedEx. So same thing at FedEx. We're going to go international rates and transit times. I hope this isn't too boring or taking too long, but I think this is something really good to learn for you guys. In English, I like English. We're going to go to China. I think the zip code there is 81000. Yeah, okay. Oh, no, that's Alnang, Thailand. Don't want to go there. I always mix up my Thai and Chinese. There we go. China. There we go. Okay. Sorry guys, FedEx.com's hating me at the moment. Okay. There we go. Okay. The United States. And we are going to go to Jacksonville, Florida again. I just want to show you guys this so you can get an idea of the different shipping charges. Okay, so we're going to get a quick quote. Let's go back to World Freight Rates. World Freight Rates says this is $239. It is possible. That seems a little bit cheap to me. But it also, as you can see here, it says subject to fees and taxes and duties. Usually FedEx and DHL take care of most of that for you. This one says 4,100. That seems a bit more likely to me. So we'll just jump back over to my profit calculator. 4,100. Just make a quick conversion here. The RMB to the dollar is basically 6.3. So we'll do this divided by 6.3. That's $650. That seems okay to me. That seems about right too. So I'll put in $650 up here. The average selling price when I looked on TerraPeak was $75. So that leaves us a $53 profit. And if we want to get really, really into it, we can go over here to dutycalculator.com. And basically, you just put in exactly what your product is. So I'm importing from China to the United States. Product description, I wrote GoPro 3 because I couldn't find exactly what I wanted so quickly. But that's okay. It's good enough for now. We'll put equipment and accessories. And I don't know if it's going to have what we want here, but you can see here it gives you a whole list of items: camera support system, aluminum, digital parts, hard cases, mirror, prism, parts and accessories. Perfect. Okay, so now we're going to calculate our duty on this, and by the end of this, we're going to have a good idea of how much money we can make. I know some people were asking before, like, oh, but what about the fees, the fees, the fees? Okay, so our duty on this is $89.90, which is not bad. So we're going to get back over to my quick profit calculator that we did here. We'll just do $89.90 here. Equals this divided by 100, because we have 100 pieces. So it's 89 cents per piece, yeah? So our total cost per piece, put this plus this cell over here. Sorry, it's a little bit all over the place, but you guys can get an idea. So total cost per piece is $22.89. So in the end here, you're going to make a profit. If you sell all 100 pieces, you're making a profit here of $5,210, which is absolutely ridiculous. Someone should definitely go sell this product. I just found it the other day randomly searching for stuff, so someone go sell GoPro Charles. Okay, so great. We went through all that stuff. Great, everyone's happy. Now we're going to talk about negotiation hacks. There's a couple things you guys can do, and it helps a lot when you are negotiating with suppliers on Alibaba. First thing is, never use your main email address, and there's a few reasons for this. One is you'll get absolutely blown up. Once you enter your email address on Alibaba, China's laws for handing out email addresses and privacy are definitely not the same as ours. Your email address will be shipped all over the place, and you're going to definitely get spammed. So do not use your main email address. Definitely make a secondary email address. And there's a second reason for this as well, is you never want to be the boss. Not only in China, actually, I think this is generally in business and life. Unless you're making a huge deal, don't be the boss. But the reason for that is because in China, the society there and the culture is very hierarchical. So if you're the boss talking to the sourcing agent or to the business development agent, they think that's really weird, and it doesn't culturally make sense to them. So ideally, you should be someone on their same level. So be a middle management or mid-level person talking to a mid-level person. Culturally, that works much better with them rather than being the boss talking down to someone. Just doesn't work well. Always respect the Chinese culture and customs. In China, you have to understand there that their means of negotiating are very, very different from ours in the West. In the West, we're generally much more goal-oriented, we're much more aggressive, and we're always pushing for what we want. In China, usually their goal is to make everyone happy, so their main goal is harmony. They're much more indirect, and they're very far less aggressive. So this means that lots of times when a Western person and a Chinese person are negotiating, there can be lots of problems because the Western person is very goal-oriented. I want to get from A to B. The Chinese person also wants to get from A to B, but they want to do it in a manner that keeps everyone around them happy as well. So you just have to be patient, because sometimes negotiations, and especially through email, because you have to remember email is not face-to-face, so it's even more difficult. They take time, so just be patient. Always be over-the-top polite, calm and cool-headed. If there's something that doesn't make you happy, the worst thing you could do is send an email letting them know that you're unhappy. This will get you absolutely nowhere. In China, if you show aggression, or if you write something angry, anything like this, it's not going to help you. It's only going to hurt you. So just don't do that. And if all else fails, simple gifts like fruit baskets, gift baskets, this thing called firewater, which in Chinese is baijiu. basically the worst alcohol, and then you add more alcohol, and that's what's in it. But the Chinese love it. Business cards, send your business card to them with gold lettering on it. They really like that. And worst case scenario, if you can't get in touch, send them a fax. I know it sounds very old school, but people still do it in China. Cool. So pitfall number 3. These are one of the things I always see people fall into, and I'll even give you guys a story that Will and I were just talking about yesterday. I got on the phone with him, and I was pretty livid because I was dealing with a client who was falling into this pitfall, and I had to try to save the day. Okay, so don't be pushy, direct, or arrogant, exactly like I told you, or informal. Be very formal. Be as nice as you can possibly be. For lack of a better word, kiss their ass. If they don't like you, they're going to ignore you, and that's just a fact. If I had someone the other day telling me that they hadn't heard from their supplier in a week, and if they told me then that they'd sent them all these emails, and they just couldn't figure out why they weren't replying to them. And I said, probably they're annoyed and they have zero interest in doing business with you because you've annoyed them so much. So they're not going to respond to you. And if they do respond to you, my next question was, they're not going to have a problem ripping you off because they don't care anymore. So be nice, make them like you. One thing that I didn't even put on here, a great negotiation hack I should have talked about before, is when you first start dealing with a supplier and it's someone you really think you're going to do business with, have a quick Skype call or a quick phone call with them. I mean, this goes to any kind of business, but also in China, it really helps break down the barrier because when you're dealing with someone just over email, it's very easy to become disconnected and not realize that this is a person on the other end. So a quick Skype call, quick phone call definitely helps a lot. Okay, it doesn't take much to be a successful negotiator in the Asian market. Like I said, be nice, be polite. If the occasion calls for it, send a gift. Respect their culture, and they'll respect you, and they'll be happy to work with you. Especially, like I said, Skype call, that's a great one. Talked about culture and customs. Okay, don't ask questions that signal you don't know what you're doing. I see this so often, that people send something to a supplier, and then they ask some stupid question like, oh, are you guys going to package this for me, or do I need to send someone there to package the product? Like, just ridiculous questions. And the supplier right away is like, okay, this guy's an idiot, has no idea what he's doing. Try to follow exactly what you're telling, excuse me, it's early, guys, so I'm mumbling a bit. Try to follow exactly what we're telling you guys to do here, especially like I said when I was contacting a supplier. I asked them about the carton size, I asked them about the weight of the shipment, I asked them about the cost per piece for the MOQ, stuff like this, and they'll be like, okay, this guy knows what he's doing. Even sometimes I'll ask them, do they do FOB or CIF, what do they prefer, and we'll cover that in a bit. But sound like you know what you're doing, and they'll definitely be more excited to work with you. And don't annoy and spam them with questions. Like I just told you guys, I had a client just yesterday who was blowing up the factory nonstop. And the factory is working with them only because of our company, because our company does a lot of, not only with my fashion company, but I have a trade company, and we do a lot of business with them. So they said, okay, we'll do this. Even though it's a small order, we'll do it. Basically, the client sent them so many emails and wanted to Skype with them, wanted to email with them, wanted to talk on the phone, had a Google Docs. They had all this nonsense about this one simple order, which to the factory was a completely insignificant order. And the factory finally called me and said, hey, look, man, if we get one more email from them, we're just going to give you your money back. We'd rather throw the product out in the trash in the back. This is just getting annoying for us. And it was a $20,000 order. And even for them, $20,000 was to the point where they said, you know, we just don't care. So you have to realize lots of these factories, especially when we're doing small MOQ orders, which we'll show you how to do in a second, in the beginning, be as polite as possible, because if you're ordering 20, 30 pieces from a factory that pumps out 1 million pieces a month, you have to realize where you sit on the totem pole. Not saying you can't contact them, but don't be annoying. Okay, so step 3, we're going to talk about how to validate your product and be certain it's profitable. So first is buy samples and validate your product. I always say buy samples and at least 2 samples, maybe more. And the reason why you want to buy samples is because samples, and I said this last time, and any girl in here is probably going to hate me, and that's okay, but I always say samples are like girlfriends. Until you're ready to get married, you should have a few on the side. And the reason I say that is, 1, because I'm a terrible person, and 2, because you need to check at least a few samples and make sure that it's exactly what you want. And know that the sample that they're sending you is like their ambassador. Like when you go on a date with a guy or a girl for the first time, you don't really meet that person for 6 months. What you're meeting is their ambassador who doesn't burp or fart or do rude things at all. But eventually, somewhere down the road, 6 months, it will happen. And you want to make sure at that point that you're really in love with this person. It's the same with samples. The sample that you're getting is the best representation of what this factory can do. And you have to know that 6 months from now, there's going to be something that's going to happen. And make sure that you really love this sample, because if something does happen, you want to make sure that it's not something that's going to completely destroy your business with them. Whereas if you order a sample where you're like, this is okay, like this could probably work, 9 times out of 10, that's going to end up being a huge headache for you. So find something that you're looking at it and you go, I'm in love with this one. I definitely want to be with this one forever. Same with life and marriage. That's my life advice. Okay, always sell your samples. The best way you can test your product is by selling it. So like Will said before, don't give it to your friends. Don't give it to your parents. They're always going to tell you you're special and that it's great. Sell it on eBay. Sell it to customers, and then you'll really get a good representation of what they think of the product. Also, you're going to sell it for the price that you want to sell it for. And sometimes you get it for $5 and you give it to your mom for $5. Oh, this is great. But if you get it for $5 and you go and sell it on eBay for $50, then you're going to get a truly unbiased opinion from someone who just spent $50 of their hard-earned money on their product, or on your product, rather. You're also testing the supplier. The first sample that you get will definitely be the best, but as we show you in a minute, you're going to start upping your sample orders. And once you start upping your sample orders, this is when factories, if they are going to falter, do falter, because now it's starting to get into bigger production. And once production gets bigger, this is just the nature of production. The more you produce, the more difficult it gets to control quality. So we're not just testing our product, we're also testing our supplier. All right, pitfall number 3, respect the sample. Like I said, make sure you're in love with your sample. If you're not in love with it, don't order it. Find more samples. Find a different product. Sell your samples to your customers. Sell your samples at the price that you would normally sell it for and get true, unbiased feedback from your customers. That's the only true way to tell if what you have is a great product. And ramp up purchases slowly as your feedback starts coming in. So don't do like Will did with the blankets, and don't do like I did with the submarines, or even better with the morse suits. Start doing it slowly. Make sure you get some feedback and then order slowly, slowly, slowly. Don't sell 10 and think that you're the next Bill Gates and buy 5,000, because that is the recipe for disaster. And last but not least, risk. If you end up with shitty submarines or leaky sheets, you're screwed. So like I said, you don't want to, in general, electronics are a bad idea. You definitely don't want to put poorly made electronics into a poorly made plastic capsule and then submerge them underwater and try to sell them to people. And you also don't want to buy leaky sheets like Will did, where he sold 5 or 6 and then went and bought 500 because he thought his sheets were great, and then next thing you know, he was in trouble. Okay? So 4, how to ensure that your products are perfect and are delivered safely. Oh, I just realized something too. I was going to show you guys an inspection report that got taken down. I'll see if I can figure out and find it real quick. Okay, first is receiving your imported products, FOB versus CIF. So a lot of people ask me this, especially in the beginning. Everyone's always really nervous about shipping, and they're always concerned. We already showed you guys how to get a shipping quote. We already showed you how to get a duty quote. So we've kind of taken that off the plate. So now let's talk about FOB and CIF. And these are both shipping terms. You can Google them online, but I'll give you the Edmund Lohman version of what these things mean. FOB is free on board, which means the buyer pays for the shipping plus liability insurance. Really, both of these are quite easy. I usually tell people CIF in the beginning just because it's a little bit less of a headache. But basically FOB, if you, what it really means is the factory sends it to the ship, and you have to work this out with the factory. Sometimes they'll actually pay for it to go to the ship or to the airplane or however you're doing it. Or sometimes you need to pay for that yourself. You can work that out with the factory. But once it gets onto the airplane or once it leaves the factory, really, it's your responsibility. Whatever happens to it from there is up. It's your deal. That's why I recommend CIF in the beginning. Basically, CIF means that until it gets to your doorstep, the seller is still responsible for it. So they pay for the shipping, they pay for the insurance, they pay for everything. They make sure that it arrives at your doorstep. In the beginning, like I said, that's a great way to do it just because it takes a lot of stress off your shoulders. But compare and contrast between the shipping it yourself and shipping with the factory. If it's a small difference in the price, I would always ship with the factory just to make your life much easier. Okay, quality control needed. So I'm going to see if I can find here really quick because I had it before, and unfortunately I was installing something and I lost it, but let's see if I can find it quickly. Just. I was going to show you guys an inspection report.
I actually have it open if you want to.
I have one here. Oh, awesome. Well, yeah, can we switch back to your screen?
Yeah, definitely. Let me see. And then I think I can even give you the mouse and keyboard too. So here, you have the mouse and keyboard. I think you can just click around on here freely.
Okay, let's see. Oh, awesome. Perfect. I don't know if I can click on here, but it doesn't matter. Actually, this is good enough for you guys to see really at this point. Basically, what this is an inspection report. My company is called Kakai Express. We also own part of a company called VTrust. And basically what this company does is we go through and we check everything that you could possibly want to know about the product that you're shipping. So Will, if you could just scroll down a little bit, you can see down on this on this inspection report, basically that we go through everything. And if you go down a little bit further, and this isn't an advertisement for me, guys, by the way. There's a million companies that do this. I'm just trying to show you guys what it looks like. If you go, and there's a lot of companies that are cheaper than me on top of that. If you could go down even further, Will, you'll see on here basically what they do is they go through and they label every single possible thing that could be considered wrong. So he's showing me here the length of the package. It's different from the other packaging. Could you go down further, Will? You'll see down a little bit further, you'll see that there's a screen that has a speck of dust on it. I think it's even further down. There you go. There's a screen there with a speck of dust on it, so they're labeling that this screen has a speck of dust on it. You can see right above that, this casing on the back has a little bit of a scratch on it. Anything that you could ever want to see, these inspection companies will show you. Another thing is this here, so I think I can take the screen back now, hopefully, is this here, is you can also get what's called a testing report. And this testing report here is something that a lot of people want to do, especially in Europe, because in Europe it's really strict with the CE, which is a certification. You can also go through and have your products tested. It's not too expensive, and basically this test that I had was on my touch screens here, and it gives me a before photo of what my samples look like, and then it gives me an after photo. They look exactly the same, so that's good. And basically what they do is anything that you want, and this one I had them put it on a shelf, so they vibrated it like 100,000 times over 24 hours to see the durability. And then they also put it into an oven to test how it reacted towards heat. So you can see down here, this is where they're going into the oven, getting baked. And I think down here is a vibration test. And basically all this stuff is what they do is they test the durability and the aging of your product. So if you guys are looking for a way to test your product quality control, make sure that you're not getting scammed in any way and that your product's really what you want. Inspection services are definitely a great way to do it. Okay, share my screen. Okay. So next thing we're going to talk about is what if it's damaged or it's not up to standards. If it's damaged or it's not up to standards, there's a few things. One is you can start talking with the factory about it. But hopefully you guys were smart, because we're going to tell you exactly what you should have done, is you get a sales agreement with your supplier. And basically what a sales agreement is, back when we got our samples, you should always get, especially from the new factories, I suggest instead of getting one sample, get two samples, if not maybe a few more. But get at least two samples because you want to keep one for yourself and you want to sell the other one. The one that you keep for yourself is very useful later on because when you make a sales agreement, which we can talk about more later, when you make a sales agreement, you want to mention this specific sample that you got because if something does happen later, you can go back to the sales agreement and show them that this is the product you were talking about and they really will have to replace it. Despite what most people believe, the legal system in China is actually very well developed. And as long as you put the contract together in the proper way, it's very easy to go back and get what you want in court. And actually, it won't even go that far because the factory will know that they're wrong. Another thing is, if you don't have a sales agreement, you can really just start talking to the factory. If you have a good relationship with the factory, they're going to want to help you. They don't want to lose business. The world's a very small place now because of the internet. They don't want bad reviews online. So just talk to them. Okay, pitfall number 5, not using trusted sources. So like I said, quality control is a huge must, especially when your order sizes start ramping up. You don't need to get QC done on your sample order, obviously. That doesn't make sense. But once you start making bigger orders, you definitely want to get QC done. Customs and insurance broker. Don't try to scam customs. Scamming customs is super risky. And what I mean by that is a lot of people will get what they call fake PIs, performant invoices, or fake purchase orders. And what they do is basically the factory or the trading company or whatever in China, they'll send you your real purchase order, your real PI. They're two different things, but depends on the company how they'll do it. And that'll have the real amount, maybe $20,000. Then they'll FedEx you an envelope with another purchase order that says actually the amount is only $5,000. So when you go to customs to pick up your order, you show them this, it's only $5,000, or your customs broker, insurance broker shows them this. And what can happen is customs can open up this order and they can start going through it and they say, well, look, I know for a fact this doesn't cost $5,000. And if you do that, 1, you can go to jail, and 2, they're going to seize your order, and 3, it's going to cost a ton of money. So don't try to scam customs. They know what they're doing. Okay, air versus sea. Don't go to sea too soon, and understand the pros and cons. Everyone thinks that going to ship by sea, or I can't say everyone, but a lot of people think that shipping by sea is the way to go because it's so much cheaper. There's a lot of cons to shipping by sea too. One is I don't suggest shipping by sea until you have enough product to fill a full container. And the reason why is if you ship before then, you're going to be doing what's called split containers. And a split container is basically a container that gets opened about 20 different times, and they unpack it and repack it with other people's stuff depending on what ports it's stopping in. And that's bad for a number of reasons. 1, your product can obviously get damaged very easily. And 2, it gives however many customs officials in every different country the opportunity to look inside of your container. And if for whatever reason one product has a problem in that container, they're going to pull the entire container apart, including your shipment and everyone else's shipment. So in general, until you're ready to fill your own container, I think shipping by sea is a bad idea. But once you do fill your own container, it's a great idea. It's cheap and it's safe. Also, if you don't have to use air, don't use air either, because air is also very expensive. Air, especially if you're shipping bulky products like a touchscreen or something like that, which in general I don't recommend, then air is going to be very expensive. But if you're following exactly what we tell you guys to do and you're shipping lightweight products, then shipping by air is quite a good way to do it because you'll get your product in 5 to 7 days, and it won't be too much of a crazy shipping charge as long as it's a lightweight product. All right. So I think it's back on to Mr. Will now. He's going to teach you guys how to sell.
Okay, cool. Let me take the screen back real quick. All right, guys, in just a few more minutes left here, we'll finish out the last few parts of this process, and then I'll tell you about that bonus that me and Edmund were talking about last night. So we have to put it in. We're going to talk about how to scam-proof yourself and your business and make sure that you never get money stolen from you or anything. All right, so let's get into it. And yeah, that was awesome too, Edmund. Thanks a lot. Yeah, that was like I said, Edmund's one of the most knowledgeable importing experts out there. So anytime I get to hear him talk is a good time for me. All right, let's talk about selling. Step 5, sell, sell, sell. I say sell, sell, sell because this is the most exciting part for me. So guys, there's so many places to sell now, right? Not only do we have all the established sales channels we talked about, Amazon, eBay, that are just growing like crazy. Too many buyers right now. They're just begging for more sellers. Not only do we have that, but we also have the specialty sales channels that are growing like crazy. We have things like Etsy, things like StoreNB, things like Artfire, all these specialty sites that cater to a specific type of person that only likes to shop there and actually likes to spend more money there because Etsy speaks to them directly in their identity or whatever it is. So these places are all great places to take advantage of. I would encourage you guys to build your own brand and your own sales channel. Build your own website, your own e-commerce site. Someone was just saying, how do we get around these 8 to 10% eBay fees? And I think the best way to do it is create your own website where you get to control everything. The worst thing you're paying is transaction fees. So I would definitely encourage you guys to build your own brand, build your own channel, and like I said, we're at a point in time now where people are more likely to buy from small e-commerce stores, small boutique stores that speak to them directly, and again, they'll pay a premium for it. And then, guys, I would encourage you guys, sell any way you can. We have so many clients that got into importing because they saw one little opportunity and really capitalized on that one opportunity. For instance, I have my friend that he was in his Starbucks one day, went to Starbucks every day, and one day walked in and there was a broken chair in the corner. And he went to the manager and he's like, "Hey, notice your chair's broken. What do you guys pay to replace that?" And he's like, "Oh, we pay $30." So he's assuming already that Starbucks is paying $15-20 for the chair, corporate. And so he's like, "Hey, you're just going to buy a new chair anyways. What are you doing with that chair?" He's like, "I'm just going to throw it out." So my friend was like, "Hey, give me that chair, and I'll." Well, he pretty much just said, "Give me that chair." And the owner's like, "Yeah, I don't care. I'm just going to throw it out." And so he takes that chair, sends it off to his factory in China, and they make an exact duplicate of it and send it back, send a sample back, and say, "Hey, we can do this for $10 a chair." So he immediately books a flight to Seattle, just walks in cold to Starbucks' corporate office, and ended up selling them on like a $150,000 contract to sell these chairs that he was making at $10 a piece. Literally just walked into the office and said, "Hey, you guys are paying this for the chair. Here is my chair that I just had made. It's exact replica, if not better quality, and I can do it cheaper. So you guys want to strike a deal?" And they did. So that was one deal, and he made a boatload of money. Never touched the product again, and that was a great deal for him. I have my cousin worked at a fastener store, so he sold like nuts and bolts and stuff. And I was talking to him, and he said, I'm like, "What's the company that you work at?" And he's like, "Oh, it's kind of irrelevant because all the all of our clients pretty much just buy from us. They don't really even know the company they buy from." I'm like, "Dude, you should just take all your clients, like take your company's fasteners, send them off to China, get them replicated, and then take your clients and just do it for yourself." And he started doing that. Went from something like 50 grand a year, 60 grand a year, all the way up to into the 100+ grand a year level, just off of quitting his job, really. So that's a great one. Again, just leveraging existing connections, existing assets. And then ATM signs. I have a guy, one of my clients, just buys ATM signs, 20 at a time, and he sells them on Amazon for over $200 a piece, so 1,000% markup. And so his problem is he can't sell enough on Craigslist, so he also just keeps a few in his car. And anytime he's driving and sees a gas station that doesn't have an ATM sign, he'll stop and just try to sell them on it. And with his buy price being so low, he has so much margin to work with. He pretty much always makes money every time he stops, pays off his gas. So it's a cool little system he has worked out. But yeah, so guys, just sell any way you can. That's what I'd encourage you to do. Take advantage of every sales channel you can, all that. And then pitfall number 6 that we always see people get into is that they can't sell their inventory. And again, if you guys are following the steps that you've already learned here, this should never happen to you because you should follow that strict sample rule. If this does happen to you, if you do end up with dead inventory, you got ahead of yourself and you didn't follow the sample rule. What I would do in this case is try to sell it at a loss, eat the cost, or leverage it into a profit, maybe do a giveaway or something. But it is a bad situation to be in. And worst case scenario, you can sell it to liquidators. Most of the time in importing, you don't take an absolute loss, which is good. But you definitely, at least you get some pennies on the dollar sort of thing. So that's that whole sell section, guys. And now let's talk about this really fun last section here, how to scam-proof your business. And I'd encourage you guys, definitely pay attention to this area. We left this for last because it is the best. So best for last, definitely check this out. So here's how you scam-proof yourself and your business and make sure you never get scammed, never lose money importing. So the first step here is to always use PayPal, escrow, any type of third-party financial protection, anything like that. And you can use even, Edmund, for instance, does. He has Kakai Express, which they basically help people source products from China and import successfully. So a lot of times he'll actually do this, do the escrow service for his clients. So, but the general principle is, you definitely need third-party financial protection. You need to use PayPal or escrow. Despite the fact that it's going to cost you 3 to 5% extra most of the time, it's going to eliminate 95% of the risk of this business. So always make sure you have third-party financial protection. Worst case scenario, I would say, yeah, I mean, you never want to pay via, there's two things that people always try to get you to pay with, and you never want to. TT is essentially a wire transfer, so that's essentially walking up to some guy on the street and giving them a wad of cash and saying, hey, please give me products someday. So that people get scammed on a lot. And Western Union, essentially the same thing, WU. Western Union essentially the same thing as going up and giving someone a wad of cash on the street and saying, hey, hopefully you deliver my products and they're up to my satisfaction. So without this third-party financial protection, guys, you open yourself up to a boatload of risk. Yeah, and like I see Ahmed say, I found a supplier who said they don't have PayPal, but he does use Alipay and AliExpress. Yeah, I mean, if Alibaba has an escrow service, that's pretty simple to use. I've used that quite a few times. PayPal's good because they'll always side with the buyer on a dispute. Or even a letter of credit, LC it's called. A letter of credit from the bank is good too, but at that point, it's tough to work out letters of credit with your bank. But yeah, so definitely, guys, this is what you do. Avoid the TT, avoid the Western Union. Don't do wire transfers. Don't do Western Union transfers. Only use PayPal, escrow, and third-party financial services. If you are protected by a third party, basically what happens in escrow is you give all the money to Alibaba, and Alibaba tells the supplier, okay, we have the money in the account. Now you give them the product, and if the product is up to their specification, up to their expectations, then we'll actually release the money to you. But if you scam them, or if you don't ship the product, or if the product's damaged, then we're not going to release all the money to you. We're going to see, we're going to figure out, mediate this dispute sort of thing. So guys, that's how you scam-proof your business, and I would definitely encourage you guys to write that down, because this is pretty much the only way people lose money importing, like actually lose all their money importing. It's because they get scammed, and you just can't get scammed if you use third-party financial protection. That's the trick. So definitely I would take a screenshot of that or anything you can. But so guys, the pitfall here. Oop, and I actually forgot to save this thing before I updated this. Like I said, we just added pitfall 7, so this isn't it. But pitfall 7 is definitely just not using third-party financial protection, guys. If you use TT or Western Union, there's a very high likelihood that if something does go wrong, there's a very low likelihood that you can get your money back. So I would definitely use PayPal and escrow, or ask your sourcing company, your sourcing agent representative to help you out with that. So that's that, and that's the pitfall there. So guys, what's this all about? Why even get into importing, right? To sum it all up, I think importing freaking rocks. I think it's a great business model right now. I think it's gotten so much better in the past couple of years. It's simple to do, even though pretty much everyone thinks it's so hard to do. It's really safe to do, even though everyone thinks it's super risky to do. And like I said, guys, you just if you were here today, if you're still here, if you've watched this entire presentation, you can build your own successful importing empire. I'm 100% confident, because guys, we just revealed the entire freaking process to you. This isn't some webinar where we only give you little bits and pieces and tell you to give us money for more. We literally just laid out the entire freaking process for you. So this is literally something you can get going on right now. I've already seen some people in the question box talking about how they've been finding products and stuff during this presentation. So that's really great to see. And definitely, guys, importing is a great model. So remember this, guys, when you are building your importing empires, please remember, it's not just a theory. This is not just a theory. You want to follow this by the T. This is exactly what I did and exactly what Edmund did to build an importing empire by 16 years old. Edmund's empire just keeps growing every year. It's crazy how big you can get these things. So these are the exact methods that top importers in the world are using right now. Not only me, not only Edmund, but literally every top importer in the world is using these methods right now. So what's this all about, guys? Should you even get into importing? What's the big deal? Why importing? For me, it's all about having a good time building a business that allows me to be free. I want to have fun working. I want to have fun working on my business and building my business. it's all about having a side income that makes a true passive income whether you're working on it or not. In terms of a side business, we have so many clients that have day jobs and stuff, and careers even, that are just trying to get away from it and just trying to get a little bit of side income, a little bit of a side business going to finally get away from that job and have a little bit more freedom in their life. And importing is just such a good side business to have, because it doesn't matter how little or how much time you put into it. You can stop working on it. All your sales channels are still there. They're all still working, especially if you have Amazon fulfillment, working on your orders. It's so passive. It's just great. It's the best side business there is. And then it's all about making money you need to live the life of your dreams. Like I said, guys, it's all about the freedom, the time freedoms for me. So I'm not sure why you showed up here today, guys. I don't know if this applies to you, but it may be because you're fed up at your current job and want to create some side income, like I talked about, start getting away from that current job and get some freedom with the side business. It may be because you've tried to start an importing business before and you're just completely overwhelmed by everything that needs to be done. Like I said, it was crazy for me when I was a kid, going through like a mad scientist trying to figure out what to do. It took me hundreds of hours, and definitely I was overwhelmed. I see so many people get overwhelmed with product research and all that. So that could be you, or perhaps you're doing just fine and want a little bit more money, time, and freedom for yourself. So the one thing I hope you really get from this webinar, guys, if you get one thing, if you pull one piece, we've cracked the code to finding hot products that are importing right now, that are really selling hot right now. And it's changed my world, it's changed Edmund world, and it's allowed me to do everything I've wanted ever since, and many of my students too. Like I said, I wouldn't have been able, I would have had to go to college and, get a job and the whole boring charade if I didn't get into this importing business. The importing business literally gave me the freedom and the foundation to become an entrepreneur and to make the mistakes that I had to learn how to make money and that sort of thing. And this especially is very much a replicatable system. You guys can replicate this easily. And like I said, we have tons of clients and students that are doing it really well, just really creating, and guys, like I said, you can make a lot of money doing this and create the freedom that you want in a relatively short amount of time. I'm not going to say that, start an importing business tomorrow and you'll have 100 grand in the bank on this weekend, but definitely, guys, it's me and Edmund always say, because people always ask us, how much money can you actually make importing? And what me and Edmund always say is, there's no one that makes a little bit of money importing. Either you go into it and the first year you're making $100,000 in sales minimum, or you go into it, you make a few mistakes, realize that it's not the business model for you, and you get out of it. But definitely, there's no middle ground. You make a lot of money importing, or you make a little money importing, and so it's just such a great way to build a business quickly. 6 months is more than enough time to get $100,000 in sales on an importing business. So the obvious question here, guys, for you, how can you apply this code and system for building your own importing empire? Because I want you guys to take this information and apply it to your own businesses and build your own importing empire. So you have a choice here. You can either do it the slow way, using trial and error, taking what we've taught you today, which again is the whole enchilada, right? Or you can join us and do it quickly in our Import Empire Jumpstart program. And we just have a great community in that group there. So guys, here's my favorite Einstein quote. Everything in life should be as simple as possible, but not simpler. And I hope that's what we've done for you today, is simplified this importing process down to the simplest way it can be, but not oversimplified it so that you guys are confused. Again, we tried to give you everything you needed to build an importing business here today. So guys, this is exactly what the Import Empire Jumpstart group is. It's the simplest way possible to build the business with, and we just leave all the clutter out of it. We just make it as simple as it possibly can, but not simpler. So what exactly is it? The Import Empire Jumpstart group. We personally take you guys by the hand, as in step 1, step 2, step 3, and we're going to personally show you how to find a killer product. We're going to help you find a trusted supplier, and we're going to help you create your importing empire fast. It's not going to be any ambiguity. There's not going to be any confusion. It's absolutely the fastest way to get from point A to point B. This isn't like a course or anything you guys are buying. This isn't something that we made 2 years ago. This is a live coaching program. You will be on with us, asking questions every week, and we'll be making new presentations every week for you guys. So guys, it's literally a difference. It's the quickest way to get A to B, literally the quickest way. It's the difference between this sweet car right here, which I can't pronounce, and everyone always makes fun of me because I call it Kosenig or something. I don't know, but I'm sure it's wrong. So there's a difference between that and this thing, which does not look like a nice car. I'll definitely take the one on the left. And guys, what it really helps you do too is navigate your way down the mountain of importing. Because like I said, you know, most people that lose money importing are people like this. They're sitting at the top of the importing mountain, and they look down and they say, "Oh my God, look at that! That product could be profitable. It has good margins." And then they jump straight in and they spend a ton of money on something like patio furniture or waterproof submarines, and they end up losing all their money. So with this Import Empire Jumpstart group, it really helps you, you know, navigate down the entire mountain of importing. We help you to, you know, we're kind of your Sherpas sort of thing. We help you to avoid all of the dangers of going down that mountain of importing, and we all go down as a group together and get there in one piece. So what exactly is it? It's a 12-week live coaching program from 8 experts. I think we actually have more than 8 experts now. Basically, guys, we're going to bring in wildly successful, multi-million-dollar importers to answer your questions personally and help build your business. You're going to get our personal directory of trusted suppliers, inspectors, and shipping agents. So not only do you get mine, but you also get Edmund's, and I think Edmund's probably has many more resources than I do. So you're going to get Edmund's entire list of suppliers, inspectors, shipping agents, everyone he recommends working with, everyone I recommend working with, and you'll also know, you know, who the scammers are and that sort of thing. We do expert product trend analysis, so every week we try to find some new products for you guys, and we do all the research for you to show you what product niches, what product categories, and what products specifically are selling hot right now. And then we give you email scripts, so you can literally just copy and paste these email scripts into your supplier. You know, you guys know all the negotiation hacks, but with these email scripts, you don't even have to. You just copy and paste them right in. It'll be the best possible email you could send in any given point, and we have tons of those. And then you're going to get instant access, guys, to the most incredible Facebook group that you've ever seen. I guarantee you, not only for importers, but this Facebook group is literally the best thing in the world. I'll jump over to it in a little bit and just show you guys how active and helpful it is. But seriously, we've done this group once before. This is our second time doing it, and so you're going to get everything that the last group got, and a new session, a new 12-week session live. So it's going to be an absolutely incredible value. And you get extended access to all the experts, so you get to, you know, not only do you get to talk to us on Facebook and get questions and answers during the live calls, but you also get access to the VIP email address. And the VIP email address literally has 6 importers watching it all the time. So if you have any questions about your business, you send an email in, we get it answered within a couple hours, and you are on your way past that obstacle. And then, guys, we have so many more bonuses. I could talk about bonuses for another hour. Literally every week, if you guys come up with bonus ideas, if you guys say, hey, I want a roadmap that shows me how to become a successful importer, we'll go and make it and give it to you guys that next week. So literally so many more bonuses. We add new ones every week, and it's a great time. So guys, here is the actual weekly breakdown. Week 1, we launch the business. Week 2, we pick a winning product. Week 3, we show you how to find the right supplier. Week 4, we show you how to receive your products risk-free. Week 5, we decide where you're going to sell your products. We show you how to sell in a few different channels and help you decide which one. Week 6, we're already going to be selling products. So we're going to start talking about growing and advanced sales strategies, how to ramp up those sales. And we're going to go really deep on Amazon. We're going to go really deep on eBay. We have some of our experts that are coming are just absolute, you know, millions of dollars a year sold on eBay, Amazon. So they know how to sell like hell. So we're going to go through all that. Week 7, how to safely buy in bulk, how to start scaling up. Week 8, we're already going to have people building up their importing empire. So we're going to have people going from, you know, those orders of 10, 20, all the way up to the 100, 200, 500 area. So we're going to start talking about how to scale up safely. And then week 9, we're going to continue that conversation, talk about building your business into an empire. So by week 9, everyone should have a legitimate business, and we're going to talk about how to start scaling that up into a real legitimate empire. And then week 10 through 12, we just go real deep on sales. We talk about Amazon, eBay, your own site, deal sites, anything you can imagine, we talk about selling. And guys, we have tons of experts coming in. Here's the experts from the first time we did the Jumpstart group, which the last Jumpstart group just ended, so we're just about to start this new one. We got Scott Mitchell, imports $12 million a year. He's taken 3 companies public from scratch. And this is his first physical product importing business, and he's grown that from 1 million to 12 million in just 2 short years. So we'll bring him in. He's going to talk about how to build that company into an empire, something that you can actually sell. You know, We have Edmund Lohman, obviously, import expert, 17 million a year himself, let alone what he helps, you know, H&M, Zara. Literally, H&M and Zara have been going to Edmund for years for his help on importing, and they would not go to anybody else. He's the only person that there is for these big companies. So he helps everyone, big, small. He will help you get, you know, hit the ground running with your importing business. Kevin Schleckner, one of our best clients of all time, took his business just this year. He's taken his business from like 2 million a year to 7.5 million a year, absolutely blowing up. And he owns a great company called Scar Audio. Will Chernlin, the Chernlin brothers will both be on. Absolute Amazon sales experts. They hold at least $1 million of inventory in Amazon's warehouse at any time. So we'll have him come in and talk about Amazon all you want. And then me, I don't import that much, but compared to these guys, but I'm more of a online marketer, sales kind of guy. So I'm going to be helping a lot with branding and you know, how to drive traffic and sales and conversions for you guys in terms of, you know, that end of things. So not only do you guys get all these holding your hand, helping you build your empire, but now this time around, since Edmund has partnered with us this time, last time we had to hire Edmund to come in. This time he is actually bringing in his whole crew of people. So we have PricewaterhouseCoopers Law coming in to do a private Q&A for whoever joins this group. That's incredible. For anyone that knows who PricewaterhouseCoopers is, one of the most reputable companies in history, possibly. So definitely looking forward to that. And they're just going to take us through the import, export, and international law and kind of answer all our questions on that. We're going to get Gordon Stiles in. He owns a company called Star Prototyping. It's the largest prototyping company in China. So if anyone has an idea that they'd like to, you know, make a reality, there's no one else in the world better equipped to help you than Gordon Stiles. And he's literally going to come in and do a live Q&A and presentation for you guys. It's going to be incredible this time around. Kareem, he owns, he's a CEO of IFG Fashion. I think Edmund actually owns IFG Fashion. But Kareem's the CEO, import expert, another 17 million a year. And IFG Fashion, guys, just an incredible company. You guys saw the pictures of their showroom. You guys should see their office. I think they have like 45 employees. So this is a great importing company, just built up in a short amount of time too. Then we have Joshua Chang. This is actually going to be a session that we can't record because it's going to be so, he's just going to reveal everything he knows. So we're not recording this one to make sure it doesn't get out. But anyone that's in the group, if you catch this one, oh my God, there is no better eBay business expert in the world than Joshua Chang. So this is going to be an absolutely incredible session there. And then logistics, shipping, customs expert we're going to bring in. And we got all sorts of other experts coming in, guys. You guys get all of these experts holding your hand, literally helping you step 1, step 2, step 3 to build your importing empire. And then, guys, we have tons of results, and then I'll let you guys in. So you see Joey Ellington here said, and this is all pulled straight from Facebook. Joey Ellington said, my eBay and Amazon sales blew up instantly. Jason Ryan actually created his own product here. Scott Ferguson said, I had no money in my eBay or Amazon sellers account. Now every 2 weeks I get a transfer of $300 just thanks to your blog post. Signed up for the webinar because I'm ready for the next level. Thanks a lot, bros. And thank you, Scott. That's awesome to hear. Got David here said, dude, I imported based on your blog post about importing empire. Made the easiest $1,000 over the past 2 weeks. I just reordered my stuff and expect to make 2 to 3 grand more over the next month or two. That's why I bought the coaching. It's already proven to me. Thanks a lot. Yeah, no problem, David. And great job to David as well. And then, guys, literally everyone, this is from the Facebook group that I told you about. People just have success left and right in this. I don't think we have a single person that hasn't successfully ordered samples and found a profitable product. We have a very high success rate with the group. And you can see here, Joyce Yang just posted some pictures of her samples that came. And you guys can see we take a lot of care to make sure no one gets their product ideas stolen, so that's why you see all these black marks. But yeah, so great to see there. We have, where is it? Here's Greg Jones here. He said, wow, this morning just got really busy. Need to unpack, label, and repack 390 units. Jeez. So you can see just tons of boxes here. And Greg Jones has just been rolling in the success with this thing. Now moving on to other products, other niches. And he's doing great. He's one of our top students. So you guys can see we just have great results with this. And then we even have like unexpected results. One time I got tagged on Facebook by Joey Ellington. And he tagged me in the picture. So I'm like, I don't know why I'm tagged in this. And I write a comment on it. And it just said, awesome ride. Looks like you got all the options and more. And I wasn't really sure why he said that to me. And then he responded and said, "My eBay and Amazon sales blew up instantly, big time. Now I'm at a standstill, need your help again." So Joey Ellington literally didn't even buy into the coaching program, and just off of our help, he's with us now, obviously. But we proved it to him that this is a way to make big money. He actually bought himself an S55 AMG Mercedes, so that's great. And then we just have literally all-star clients. Here's Kevin Schlechtner's sales figures. We can see he went from 150 a year. This was just recently. I took this screenshot. Like I said, he's grown just in the past couple months from a $2.8 million a year business, like $2.5 million business to a $7.5 million business. So yeah, he's even got some people looking to acquire him now. So it's just great to see that. Here's another one from that sales account. Hit $3.2 million in sales just off of his personal website, and he makes most of his sales on Amazon and eBay. So, and then that's another graph from his site. And then this is one we got right when we opened up the last importing group. Literally in the first 3 weeks, we had people making boatloads of money on the thing just from the help. So I mean, here's someone that made 44 grand or got 44 grand in payments in the first week. Again, we try to make sure everyone has great margins too. So. Here's another little picture someone sent me of a PayPal account with 38 grand in it. And guys, I literally have so many success stories with this thing, it's ridiculous. So how much is this going to cost you guys? Let's get down to brass tacks here. Importing courses generally go for 2 grand plus. Anyone who is in the importing market knows that the importing coaching and courses are extremely expensive. I've charged up to $5,000 to teach this one-on-one and just couldn't keep up. There's just too much demand, and the problems get so specific that we had to figure out a way to get this done more efficiently. So this cost me much more than $10,000. Literally, I've lost so much money doing this, and thousands of hours learning this. Like I said, I'm like the mad scientist skipping middle school. I basically dropped out of school to learn importing, so it definitely cost me a pretty penny. And most of our coaches that we have in this charge over $1,000 an hour. Again, guys, this isn't like a course you're buying. This isn't like you're not getting we're literally hiring these people. It's not like these are business coaches coming in. We're literally hiring people to come in and do coaching. These are people that wouldn't otherwise do coaching. They've never done coaching before, but we're going to get them to make their first coaching program and help you guys through every aspect of this business. There's nothing like this. This is absolutely unique experience. And then, like I said, guys, I made one client over $2 million with us and counting. He is just making a killing with it. That's our most successful client. So how much is it going to cost you? It's not going to cost you $10,000, not $5,000, and it's not even going to charge you the $2,000, the $1,000 that we should be charging. We were actually going to charge $997 for this, but since this is a Startup Bros only webinar, we're going to go ahead and give it out for $497, just $497 for everything here, and that is covered by a 30-day money-back guarantee, 100%, no questions asked, of course. So guys, $497 is all it takes to get instant access to this. So if you guys want in, just go to this page right now, www.startupbros.com/import, and I will put that in the chat as well. So those links are clickable in the chat. So just go to www.startupbros.com/import, and you're going to see a form there. You just fill out your name, email, address, all that information, and then you click that button, click to join the Importing Empire Jumpstart program now, and you will get instant access. You'll be in the group. Here's the page that you'll have to fill out real quick. Not the prettiest page in the world, but it's a secure payment form and everything, so no worries there. Like I said, guys, 30-day money-back guarantee. This is risk-free for you guys. So many people just buy the program, come in, check out what it is, and they rarely ever ask for a refund. We've only had a handful of refunds because this is one of the most high-value coaching programs you're ever going to see. This is just ridiculous. So, guys, there it is. Click these links in the chat if you want in, or type in www.startupbros.com/import, and startupbros.com/plan will take you to the payment plan page. And then, of course, guys, we're a very transparent business. So here's our personal phone number, toll free. This goes right through to our cell phones, 866-642-6669. So if anyone has any questions or concerns about the Jumpstart group, definitely give us a call and we will talk. And yeah, and then we got some links in the chat if you guys need them, and I'll check to make sure that those are working. Yep, guys. So that's it. That's what it's going to be, and then we'll do a Q&A for a second, and then we're going to start doing some giveaways. So, let's see. Victoria said, "Will it be a monthly fee or just one-time fee?" Yeah, guys. This is one time. You pay $497 one time. You get the entire 12-week coaching program. I'll actually jump into the membership area in the Facebook group and show you guys what you'll get instant access to, because this is a big value, guys. Like I said, this is the second time we're doing this group. The first time we weren't partnered directly with Edmund. This time we are, so we're expecting this to be just a really incredible time. All right, so guys, when you log in, here we go. Here's the page you'll get, and let's see if I can remember my username and password. So you'll get instant access to this, guys. Not only will you get into the Facebook group also, I'll show you the Facebook group, but you get instant access to the membership area, guys. You guys will see we capped this at 250 people, so we're only letting 250 people in. And we can see the first training event is going to be on August 12th, so it's in 6 days from now. And when you get in, guys, obviously we have the email templates, a whole bunch of downloads, additional resources. Like I said, we have tons of bonuses now. Product research workbooks, alternate product research workbooks, product research checklists, purchase and sales agreement, contract templates, how to search for things on Alibaba. Literally everything you can think of, we have put it in, because that's how we get the idea for these bonuses. People say, hey, I need to know how to do this, and then we end up making a bonus for them. Like I said, we have email templates, which I don't want to show too much just because those are just for members, but we have tons of email templates. And then obviously, guys, you also get access to the first Jumpstart group recordings, so you guys get to go through and see what you're in store for before we actually get started on August 12th. So this is just a steal, guys. $500, $497 actually, to get instant access to all these recordings. And on top of that, you guys get the Facebook group too. Let me show you guys the Facebook group, because that is one of my favorite parts. And a lot of people are asking for the recording in this. We'll have the recording up in it's going to be a big file to upload, so probably 3 hours or so, but we'll email it out tonight for everyone. All right, so let's get right into the Jumpstart group. Here's the Jumpstart group on Facebook, guys, and you guys, look at this. This is since we've been on the webinar, things have just been blowing up. And I see someone is calling the StartupBros number right now. Just FYI, I cannot answer the phone while on the webinar. So just leave a message and I'll call you back right after we get off this. So yeah, literally, guys, look, just got my samples, really excited. Literally, not only do we have people sharing wins and stuff, but I mean, look at how much freaking content's in here. This is just going back this week. We have probably 50 to 100 posts and another 1,000 comments on those. So this is just incredible. Not only do you guys get the help from us, but you also get all of these people that are now expert importers that just hang out in this group and have an awesome time with it. And you guys can see, like, some of the stuff that people talk about in here are, even more valuable in many cases than some of the stuff that we talk about in the actual webinars. Because I mean, all the alumni from the Import Jumpstart group are really intelligent, really expert importers at this point. So literally anything you can think of, guys. And you guys can see I've scrolled back so much, and I'm only to July 22nd. So you guys can see this is an incredibly active Facebook group. There is no Facebook group more active than this one for importers. I guarantee you. This is the premier importing Facebook group in the world. So yeah, I mean, but you guys can see, guys. Like, even here's Luke Walker. He's doing great with our program. So it only lasted 12 hours, but for 12 glorious hours, I held the #1 position on my subcategory's bestseller list. So Luke literally went from not importing to being a bestseller. So that's really great. Yeah, Brian said the link to the payment page isn't working. It's been working for me, but I'll definitely send that over to you. There's an alternate link for you, Brian. And yeah, you guys should. There's a few links in the chat box that you guys should use if you want in. So yeah, guys, you guys will get instant access. If you guys have paid via PayPal, right when we get off this webinar, you'll get the email with your email, password, username, password, login information, so you can log right in and get into this. And yeah, I just really want to encourage you guys. Not only do you get so many experts, like I said, it's ridiculous the amount of experts you're going to get, but you also get all of these, just everything we've done before, and it's just amazing. I'm trying to find one post where someone, I know Luke Walker here said in the group that he's making over 44 grand a year, or a month, I'm sorry, just from this. So I'm trying to find that. But again, we have so many posts at this point. It was only a couple weeks ago, but I could barely find it now. And yeah, someone was asking, are there any positive reviews for your course? Yeah, I mean, just look through this Facebook group, guys. Just look through it as I'm going through, and you will see we don't have anyone that's really unhappy. We've been very blessed so far. We've never had anyone scammed. We've never had anyone lose money importing. So we've had a large success rate with this so far. And like I said, you guys are our second group of people coming in, so this is going to be even better this time around than the first time. And you guys can see I've scrolled down literally like since I started talking, and we just got to last month. So you guys can see this is just the most active importing group you've ever seen. Here's what I was trying to find. Greg Jones said, Amazon ads, anyone else using them? I've had 8 SKUs running for less than 2 days, costing me all of £1.16. He had 8,000 impressions, 50 through click-throughs, and sold 162 pounds worth of product off of $1.16 of ads. So that's awesome. And then you can see like this is just so active. But Luke came in and said, hey, yeah, I actually use Amazon ads too. You can see Luke just in the last month has spent $175 on ads and sold over $8,000 worth of product just off of those ads. And like I said, he's now selling it should be over 50 grand a month now, just from what he's learned in the import group, just from the group itself. So definitely, guys, have a lot of success stories and stuff with that. And if anyone has any more questions on that, I can definitely go in and show you some more, because like I said, it's literally the most active Facebook group I've ever seen. All right, guys. So yeah, I guess let's do. And I see a lot of people are in already. I see Marcos joined, Jonas joined, a whole bunch of people. Awesome. Brian was trying to join, so Ahmed, yeah, awesome. Very cool, guys. Okay, guys. Well, let's do some Q&A for a second, and then we will jump over and do the giveaway real quick. So let me unmute Edmund. And Kyle, I don't know if your mic's working, but okay. Yeah, so I'm going through and trying to find some questions. If you guys have any questions marked, definitely let me know. Someone asked, is the membership login for 12 weeks forever in case we need to go back and forth? Yeah, definitely. You guys will have lifetime access to everything in here. Yeah, we have no plans of ever taking any of this down. So once you're in for life. One-time fee. And yeah, that 30-day money-back guarantee, guys, that goes from the start date of August 12th. So you'll have 30 days from the day we actually do the first weekly webinar to decide if it's worth your time. So I would definitely encourage you. It's completely risk-free, guys. We're not, I mean, go look up StartupBros, go look up Edmund, go look up Will Mitchell, Kyle Eschenroder. We are very legitimate. We are not scammers or anything. So if you ever want your money back, just send the email out and we'll get it to you instantly. We're not trying to take your money or anything. We're just trying to help out. Sam asked, oh, sorry, what?
Oh, no, I was going to say, Stephen asked, are there any tips on starting with fashion? Is it a good place to start? Stephen, yeah, fashion's awesome. Just the main thing I would say is make sure that you have end clients, because a lot of people want to get into fashion because it's fun. It is a great business. But the hardest part about fashion is selling the product. But definitely doable.
Yeah, and definitely Edmund, yeah, if anyone's thinking about getting into fashion, Edmund's literally the best person in the world for it. I don't know anyone else that does import-export consulting and coaching for and has a 15-17 million dollars fashion business. So definitely Edmund will help you out there. Marty asked, after the year, are there any renewal fees? Oh yeah, definitely not. Nope. We would never charge you again. No, $497 gets you in for life, guys. Yeah, and not only that, but everyone from the first Jumpstart group knows if you guys join this group, again, you're getting VIP access. You get access to our VIP email. So you guys will get massive discounts on any importing things we do in the future, anything like that. We take care of you guys if you're in the group.
Jesse said he's in, so welcome to the group, Jesse.
Very cool.
Awesome. Sam said I had a question about direct-to-customer shipping versus warehousing. Is that covered in the course? Yeah, we definitely talk about that, and if you have a more specific question that I can answer quickly, we're more than happy to tell you now as well. Brian's in. Welcome to the group, Brian. Okay, so Fung Wright asked, does it show how we can import and do business in a different country, i.e. from Australia, and like to do business in a larger market worldwide? Actually, we have a lot of clients already in the group that are living in Australia and other countries that are importing to the USA, and we go through that extensively, so you'll definitely learn how to do that.
Yeah, this time around we actually have a ton of people from Australia. Last time we probably had 5 people. This time we probably have 35, maybe more, people from Australia. So, and they're a really fun group. When you get into the Facebook group, you'll see they call themselves Team Australia. We have Team Australia, Team Canada, and Team UK in there, and they're all really active and help each other out a ton locally. But yeah, and again, guys, this isn't like a course or anything. So again, any questions that you have or anything, just send it to the VIP email. We're either going to answer it on the VIP email, or we'll make sure that we can bring in, a consultant that does know how to answer it and have him do a presentation and a Q&A with you.
Alex asked me, do you have contacts for private labeling our products? It takes more than 30 days to receive our products. I think it means, are you only dealing with products from China, or do you have contacts from Europe? Alex, it depends. Yes, I have contacts with private labeling in Europe. It obviously really depends on what your specific product is. However, there's also ways to get it from China much quicker, because 30 days sounds like quite a long time if it's the same product over and over. So yeah, we definitely talk about that.
And Chi asked, is there no Team Nigeria? And Adil asked, is there no Team Africa? We have 2 other Nigerian group members in the Jumpstart group. So I don't know if they've come together and developed a team yet. I don't know if they've banded together. But yeah, we definitely have some other Nigerians in there. And then South Africa especially has probably a good 10-15 people in there. But they haven't formed a team in the Facebook group yet. But yeah, we have a ton of people from African countries too. And I think I want to say Edmund has a good amount of knowledge with that too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I've done a lot of importing and exporting, or actually a lot of exporting to Africa. So for you guys importing into Africa, I can give you a lot of advice.
Cool, very cool. Marcos asks, when does the first week start? The first session, guys, is going to be on August 12th. So next Tuesday, a week from today, basically. A week from today we start, and then we do it once a week from there. And then
Norman asked,
sorry, go ahead. I was just going to say, I'm just going to say real quick, I see Brian and a few other people accidentally got redirected to something called Moonray. Don't worry about that. If you get redirected to Moonray, that just means that the payment went through successfully. Moonray is just the person that processes our payments.
Norman asked, do we get the content for the first group, or are you selling the old webinars? Norman, once you pay, you get access to everything. So all the old stuff plus all the new stuff, and the Facebook group. Walter's in. Welcome, Walter.
Awesome. Welcome. Edward asked, said, question, is selling on eBay or Amazon not hard? Don't the sellers with the most volume get the first shot while you're part of the 16 others? No, I mean, that's a really complicated question. Like, obviously I could talk for an hour just on that question, Edward. But yeah, it's definitely not hard to start from scratch on eBay, Amazon. It'll definitely start slow, But yeah, we have a lot of techniques to help people ramp up, get reviews quickly. We know exactly how to get to the top of all those lists and stuff, so we'll help you out with that.
We just had a bunch of people join too. So Eddie's in, Philip's in, Adil's in. Looks like Pupils is in. I'm sorry, I'm saying this wrong. Jim is in. So welcome all you guys.
Very cool. Awesome, guys. Yeah. Yeah, and like I said, we're going to cap this at 250 people, guys. So I think this one might be our last webinar, but we're probably going to do one more and then get started. So once we fill up to 250, we're going to stop all this and then just work on the weekly webinars. Someone said a question that I wanted to answer. Sorry, what?
Nayoa asked if there's any Japanese. I don't know. I speak a little Japanese, so konnichiwa, o genki desu ka? Probably Ohio. I think it's morning for you.
I'm not sure that we have any Japanese people. I think we have one. So you would be our second, I think. But yeah, definitely, we help so many people. Like I said, we have one customer from Panama, one customer from Colombia. So we have people from all over the place. It's a very personalized thing. This isn't like a course again that you're buying. This is personalized group coaching. So, and again, like any questions you guys have, any bonus you want, you just ask us and we'll get it taken care of. This is all live. We make this, every week. Me and Edmund will get together and make a new webinar. Or we'll hire one of the experts to make a presentation for you guys and tell them, okay, this is the stuff that our group's having trouble with. Can you help them? Let's see. Any other good ones?
Marcus, I think because Will and Kyle and I will get a kick out of this because we're all from Florida. Marcus, I'm in the country Miami, which is very true. Miami is like its own country.
Very much. Yeah, I'm in Tampa. And yeah, Miami is a whole nother culture. Someone asked if we're going to roll out scholarships. Yeah, unfortunately, the first time we did this, we did give out some discounted access and stuff. Unfortunately, I don't think we're going to be able to do it this time, just because I think we're going to fill up to the 250 pretty quickly. So we have to cap this at 250. But definitely, Ivan, send me an email if you want, and maybe we can work something out. Brian, yeah, anyone that paid through PayPal, just wait until I jump off this webinar, and then I'll start sending all of the emails and passwords, and so you guys will get your login information in just a few minutes after I get off the webinar. And yeah, if anyone has any questions, if not, I will probably jump into the giveaway here. Cool. Brian said, thanks, just so happy to be in. Yeah, thanks to have you too, Brian. Or happy to have you.
Ahmed asked if you can use Visa for AliExpress. In general, you can. It really depends on the seller and the supplier, but in general, you should be able to use it. AliExpress, typically you're paying through their platform. Alibaba, typically you're paying the supplier directly, so it just depends on exactly what you're doing.
Okay, cool. Carlos said, can I pay in 3 parts? Yeah, definitely. We actually have a payment plan also. So we have a 4-month payment plan. A lot of people do the 4-month payment plan. It's $127 a month, and that ends up you actually end up paying that 4th month right after we end the Jumpstart group. So you should have a good amount of income by the time that's all over. So a lot of people opt for that 4-month program.
Ra asked, does this work for brick and mortar stores as well? It definitely does, Ra, and on top of that, I also have a number of brick and mortar businesses in addition to my export business, so if you ever want to talk about brick and mortar business, I'm more than happy to talk to you about the trials and tribulations of owning your own brick and mortar store. Let's see.
Cool. Okay.
Wesley just joined the program. Thanks for joining, Wesley.
Awesome. Yeah, and Jesse's in too, so awesome. Carlos, I think, is going to jump in, so that's cool to see. Amy said, is it possible to meet with Will in Tampa? My business partner and I are in Newport Richie. Yeah, I mean, we don't, honestly, I don't leave my house very often because I'm always working, but yeah, definitely. Sometimes we do like startup bar crawls, we do startup like game nights and stuff. So yeah, we do all sorts of stuff. If you're if you're an entrepreneur in the Tampa area, definitely get in touch with me, and we'll definitely hang out at some point because I'm always doing events with them. Ra said, yeah, Ra, I think if you have a brick and mortar store, I think you're in better shape actually because that's just another developed sales channel. A lot of people jump in this after they've been importing for a little bit or already have some business success. And the stronger your foundation, the bigger you can build your empire is what I always say. Jonas said, yeah, Jonas, can you please email me whatever name you signed up in the Facebook group under? Yeah, for anyone that joined, if if you're joining into the Facebook group under another name, definitely let us know because you wouldn't believe how many people try to sneak into that group. So we have to be pretty strict about it. Ahmed, I just sent you that link. Sorry, what?
Can you paste the link back in the chat for Alex? He's asking about the payment plan link.
Oh yeah, definitely. I'll put both those links back in now. There they are. And then Norman said, when's the first session? How long will the offer be open for? Norman, we're going to cap this at 250 people. So we're expecting it to either fill up tonight or early next week. So I would say if you want to be safe, I would say tomorrow would probably be a good time because we may fill up tomorrow just from this webinar since we had so many people. So yeah, and then the weekly sessions, the first session is going to be on August 12th, and then we do it every Tuesday after that for 12 weeks. And for anyone that's still here too, I'll give a little spoiler too. We do a bonus 13, or a bonus week 13. That's actually one of our most valuable ones. So yeah, we'll do 13 weeks starting on August 12th. But you guys have to promise to be excited and surprised when I tell you guys that there's a bonus week 13.
Carlos asked, is this coaching okay for me if I'm a newbie? Really, this is perfect for anyone because we go from very basic concepts all the way up to very technical stuff. So anyone, whether you're Marcos who joined, who's been importing for 20 years, or if you're someone who's never done anything, this is going to be a great value for you.
Yeah, definitely. Awesome. Scott Goldman just joined from Australia. Good to see. Yeah, this probably isn't your name, but Gleg. Gleg asked, can I join with my partner and share the cost? Yeah, we always we have a lot of, mother-daughter, father-son, girlfriend, boyfriend, wife, husband teams that do this. So we always let at least one other person share your account. So if you're with your wife or something, you want to do the business together. That's cool. We're not going to make you pay extra for that. We're not stingy like that. Eddie Toto, I think he's in. Awesome.
John asked, what times do the webinars be? Typically, we're doing it on Tuesday, and it's either at 1 p.m. or 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. But all the webinars are also recorded, so you can access them afterwards. Plus, you also have access to the email. So anytime you get stuck, like Will said before, there's about 6 people now in the email answering it, and there's also the Facebook group. So really, you're pretty much covered from every angle.
Yeah, you guys are going to be blown away by how just how active and how valuable and how helpful all this is. Yeah, Gleg. Yeah, Gleg is actually Greg. Good to know, Gleg. Ted asked, will there be another session after this one? If so, when? We're slammed right now, but I might be able to dig it in. We don't have any plans to do another Jumpstart group after this. After this, actually, Edmund and I are going to go do like a China exhibition together. Basically, do like a big retreat in China to the Canton Fair with a whole bunch of importers. And that's the last thing that we have planned for importing. So I wouldn't rule it out. We may do something like this again in the future. But this is definitely the last group coaching program for importing that we have on the books. If we do it again, it would likely be next year.
Yeah, and someone asked, I think it was Jack asked, what about doing the reverse, importing into China? Jack, I can tell you, I've lived in China for about 7 years now. Importing into China is quite difficult because almost everything in the world is made in China. So China has a lot of restrictions on importing stuff into China. There are people that do it though. There's a lot of people that are really successful with, for example, wine. Wine, people are crushing it importing wine. So there are ways to do it. It's definitely difficult.
Someone asked about supplements. We have some like especially I have a friend that did supplements and was really successful with it. So we could help you with it. But yeah, supplements are a tough area though because of the health implications and the fact that you ingest it and stuff. So it can be it's a little bit of a different market. But yeah, we can help you with it. Brian said. Okay, yeah, Brian. Yeah, if you guys sign up under, if your PayPal email is different from the email that you want everything to go to, definitely let us know and we'll get that switched. So Brian, I'll switch out your email right when I'm done with this. Yeah, Ross said, I'm an inventor and interested in the prototype as well. Yeah, this is going to be a great opportunity. Like I said, guys, like the experts that we're bringing in, these aren't like business coaches. These aren't people that have even done business coaching before. These are like multi-million-dollar importers, multi-million-dollar lawyers who just know their business. So we're literally, with Gordon Stiles coming in from Star Prototyping, it's not like he does coaching and stuff. So it's literally going to be a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to literally, pick his brain for 2 hours. And someone asked how long the sessions go for. They generally go for about 2 hours. We have them scheduled for 2 hours. But again, this is personalized for you guys, so a lot of the times we'll stay and answer questions if a lot of people have questions. A lot of times we've been known to stay for up to 4 hours just answering questions. So 2 hours scheduled, worst case scenario 4. Let's see. Philip said, would it be possible to change the payment option? I meant to use my credit card. Yeah, I can do that, Philip. I'll just I'll refund your order right now and then you can put it through again. I'll do that right now. Greg said, I feel like you gave so much info out already. I feel guilty if I don't join. Your generosity is unparalleled. Awesome, man. That's awesome. Thanks. I'm glad you like it because yeah, we really, I mean, if you guys knew, like, me and Edmund were literally working on the slides like 2 minutes before we started. So we literally, jam-packed this thing with as much value as we could. So I'm glad you guys got some value out of it. I'm glad it was worth your time.
Not because we were procrastinating. We were also working on it for about 24 to 48 hours before that. We just kept jamming more stuff into it because we wanted to keep adding stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And we even had a debate, like, are we giving away too much information here? But yeah, like I said, we're just trying to help. Let's see. Pedro said, yeah, Pedro just joined. I'll definitely switch your email over, Pedro. Sean too. Yeah, Sean, I'll get you.
And Duke just joined. Go Team Canada. Welcome, Duke.
Awesome. Yeah, if you're from Canada, the UK, or Australia, I would definitely recommend when you get into that Facebook group, they have like running threads for just Team UK, Team Canada, so you guys can go introduce there and get a very warm welcome. Yeah, we literally, it's such a close group of people now. Like Kyle was just typing to Duke, find Carter and Tara on the Facebook group. They're like the leaders of Team Canada now. So they're literally like the ambassadors. Like new people come in, they're like, hey guys, it's going to be great. Don't be nervous. We'll help you through. So it's really a great community that's developed around it too. We didn't expect it to happen like that. Jesse said, I agree with Greg, guys. Lots of free info. Awesome. Yeah, Jesse said, it took me 10 months to get even close about this info. Yeah, dude, it's crazy how much you can get overwhelmed with importing, especially like people come in and they'll send us emails like, hey, what's this? And they'll send some random abbreviation that I've never seen before. So I mean, importing just has so many different areas too. It's really so valuable just to know what to ignore and what to pay attention to.
Yeah, there's someone earlier who was asking me something, and I was like, huh? I was like, I haven't seen that. Like, something I very rarely see. I can't even remember what he asked.
Yeah.
Oh, EXW, that's what it was. And I was like, dude, don't do that.
Yeah. If you're importing over 50 million a year and you haven't heard of it, that's probably not too useful. Leslie said, I can't get the payment to go through. Uh-oh. I'll send you an alternate payment form. We have one alternate payment form that goes through a different payment processor for people that have trouble. And then, yeah, guys, right after I get to the bottom of these questions, we will do our giveaway here.
Dustin said, Dustin, you'll see in a minute. Dustin's asked if he wins the GoPro, can you trade it for the program? You'll see in a minute, Dustin, how we do that. Jim, how many teams in USA? I don't know, Jim, but me, Kyle, and Will are all from USA. So
yeah, I would say Team USA probably has like 200 people, maybe. So yeah, Team USA is definitely our most developed.
Greg asked, do people steal product ideas a lot? I'm so afraid to share with others. Greg, actually, we do a really good job of keeping people's ideas private, so it's not something you have to worry about. And if you don't feel like sharing it in the group, you can always share it with me, Kyle, and Will in the email. And definitely none of us are after your products, that's for sure.
Yeah, that was something a lot of people were scared about that in the first group, and we haven't had a single issue with it. So and it's even gotten to the point now where a lot of people actually post their own product ideas in the group just because they're executing so well, they're so confident, and the group is so close that everyone has their own product sort of thing. Everyone has their own business to focus on. So we haven't had any problems with that. But regardless, we do everything we can to keep it private. And Leslie, I just sent you the alternate payment form. If anyone else is having a payment issue, Leslie's the first one I've seen, but if anyone else is having a payment issue, just let me know, and I have an alternate payment form for you. Ooh, nice. Brownwin, I think that's it. Said another Team Australia member, so that's awesome. Lots of this is actually a webinar for USA, so I'm surprised how many UK and Australia and Canada people we've picked up here. So that's great to see.
Yeah, we did an Australia webinar last week.
Yeah. Jamar asked, how do we get access to the course once we pay? If you pay through PayPal, right after I jump off this webinar, I'm going to start uploading this video, this recording, and I'm going to instantly, right after that, I'm just going to go through and just add you guys into the system. So right after I get off this webinar, you guys will get all of your usernames, passwords, login information, all that good stuff. John said, how often does Amazon pay out? And I think they do once a month, I think.
Let's do some giveaways because we got a lot of people asking about the giveaways.
Oh yeah, that's right. Sorry, we always forget because we get caught up in the Q&A. All right, guys. So we'll do the gift cards first. So we have 3 more gift cards to give away. What do you think, Edmund? Should we do the trivia again?
Trivia is good. I have to give one gift card away to Kira because she gave me the name of my first band ever, so Kira gets one.
Okay, and then so we have 2 left because someone I also gave a gift card to the first person that figured out the band that you were in.
Okay. How about you want to do trivia? Trivia is good.
Okay, so we got 2 to give away, guys, and it looks like we have almost just about 150 people left here. So here we go. Yeah, and Philip, sit on that for a second, Philip. We're gonna do the GoPro in a second. So yeah. All right, so for the trivia, this is what. Let me click through the presentation real quick and see if we can find a good question. Okay, here's a good one. All right, so the first 2 people to answer this correctly, there's two questions. The first 2 people to get both right in the same message will get a $25 Amazon gift card. Okay, guys, here's the question. What were the 2 worst failed products that I had and Edmund had? So 2 products. What was Edmund's worst and my worst? Okay, Yaido, you already won a gift card. Okay, all right, so we got it. Yido, you almost got it too. You were the third one.
Yeah, we got
I
a lot
saw
of.
yours pop up. So Yido almost won 2 gift cards there. Okay, so it looks like Mike. I'll see which Mike in a second. Mike Grenning, I think. Okay, so Mike Grenning won, and Eddie, won too. So Eddie and Mike, send me an email, will@startupbros.com, and just let me know that I have to send you a gift card. Just say I won. And then Yido already sent me an email. She almost won another gift card though. And then who's the last person?
Oh, I
Kira?
think. Wait, are we giving away? Kira is for guessing my band.
Okay, yeah, Kira, make sure you send a email to me also, just so I make sure I pay you. Okay, and then the Kindle. All right, guys. So a lot of people have been at these giveaways already and kind of know what's coming here. So
Should we throw them a curveball and do something completely different?
yeah, if you want. But what do you think we should do for the Kindle? Usually we have people just post on our Facebook wall and then do a random number generator and pick one out of there. But we can do something else. You want to do that?
We can. Yeah, let's do that one. That's good.
Okay, guys. So for the Kindle, we're giving away 1 free Kindle, and you guys will have the choice between the whatever, the big screen, the HDX or whatever, and the Paperwhite. I think they're the same price. I would do the Paperwhite personally. That's my suggestion. But all right, guys. So if you guys want in on this giveaway, go to facebook.com/startupbros and just comment on the page itself. And just give your feedback for the webinar. I don't care if you liked it, hated it. Just let me know what you thought, and we'll jump in and do a random number calculator and see what happens here. All right, I already see some coming. So Ed Ba was our winner last time for one of the gift cards, so he's coming back for more. Yeah, guys, so just post on the Startup Bros Facebook page, and I'm going to go through right now and do the random number generator. And you can hear the notifications coming in now. All right. And then we're going to do the GoPro after this, which should be all sorts of fun. All right, I'm going to refresh now, guys, so last chance, and then I'm going to run the random number generator. All right, so let's run it. 15. Let's go to the 15th post here. All right, let's see who won them a Kindle. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13, 14. Curtis Waddell. You have won yourself a Kindle. Awesome. So Curtis, definitely send me an email at will@startupbros.com, and I will send you a Kindle. And let me know if you want the Paperwhite or the other one that is the same price. I forget what it is.
That's awesome.
Very cool. Okay, and then let's see if we have any more questions real quick, and then we will do the GoPro.
Leslie said she thinks she's in, so welcome, Leslie.
Leslie, awesome. I'll check for you right now, Leslie. And who was it that was asking for the refund on PayPal so they can pay with their credit card? If someone tells me who that is, I'll get that real quick. And Leslie, let me make sure we got you. Leslie, yep, we got you. So Leslie is in.
Welcome, Leslie.
Cool. Okay. And I'm trying to figure out who it was that asked about PayPal. But okay, so let's do the
Oh wait, actually, before we do the GoPro, Josh, I think, was asking. He said he had a question about that GoPro, but I think he was talking about the item that I was looking at, which was the GoPro Jaws. And he said, "Isn't that a trademarked item?" it is a trademark. The name GoPro is trademarked, but you don't have to use GoPro as the, you don't write GoPro JAWS arm, for example. You could write GoPro style JAWS arm, or you can write JAWS accessory for GoPro or something like that. You just don't use the name, you don't brand the product as GoPro. But you can make lots of products, like I can say an iPhone case, but I'm not stealing the name iPhone. It's a case for an iPhone, if that makes sense. You just have to be careful about how you word it, and if you have more questions, I can help you with that.
Yeah, definitely. Intellectual property in general is a really weird area, even for intellectual property attorneys. So yeah, it's always a gray area with that. But yeah, we do everything we can to help. And Philip, I'm going through and trying to get that done for you right now, FYI. Okay. Let me get Philip taken care of before we do the giveaway.
I'll answer some questions while you do that. And Mivka, I'm probably saying your name wrong, so I'm sorry. Looks like a Russian name. You asked how do you get access after you're directed to the Moonray page? After we get off the webinar, we'll be sending everyone their access, so just sit tight. We'll get it all to you.
Yep, right after we're done here. And then Philip, you're all good, so your wife won't be upset with you anymore. So yeah.
She's like, we're upset now.
Yeah, so just do that. Joe said, may I know what the 30-day money-back guarantee covers? Everything. So it actually starts the day of the first weekly session. So on August 12th, starting August 12th, you'll have 30 days to evaluate the product and our coaching and everything, and get 100% money-back guarantee. No questions asked if you want it. No problem. We've never had a problem with refunds, so we're very, very good with refunds.
Tom said he's been trying to get into the webinar for days, so I just asked, Tom, let us know what problem you're having, and we'll get you in.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, Tom, we'll be sending out a replay of this in a little bit too. And good news, you just got here in time for the GoPro giveaway. So yeah, we'll probably do the GoPro giveaway. And so guys, here's what we usually do with the GoPro giveaway, but I think I'm going to change it a little bit. And Edmund, let me know what you think about this. So usually we do it like right now. I'd say, okay, whoever the next person in is going to get a GoPro. So for anyone that's on the fence. But we kind of didn't like that because it kind of punished the people that jumped on it right away. So here's what we're going to do, guys. I'm going to run to the bathroom real quick, and Edmund's going to answer some questions for you. And then when I get back, I'm going to do the random number generator again. And I think we've had about 50 people join the group right now. So I'm going to run the random number generator 1 to 50, and we're going to go through and pick a random person that just signed up from this webinar and give them a GoPro. So if you guys want a chance at the GoPro, just join the Jumpstart group using the links on your screen right now or in the chat, and we're going to pick a random person and give them a GoPro. So that'll be fun. And then, Emin, I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick. So it's all you.
I just did the same thing. I went to the bathroom as well.
Perfect.
So guys, yeah, if you want to get that GoPro, you have about, it depends on if it's number 1 or number 2 for Will. If it's a number 1, you have about maybe a minute. If it's a number 2, maybe you have about 5 minutes to get into the group. So yeah, if you want to sign up now, and we're going to do random generation of a number, and we'll get you into the group. The link, Ahmed, for the group is www.startupbros. Let me get it, startupbros.com/join, so you can join with this link here. Sean's laughing. Yep, Carrie, thank you for joining the webinar. Yeah, I know. Yeah, number 1 or number 2. I'm not sure. We have to see. When Will gets back, we can ask him if it was number 1 or number 2. Let's see. Oh, what is a GoPro? GoPro is a really awesome camera for recording all your stupid activities. So if you do anything crazy and you like to jump off mountains or drive your car, GoPro is a really great camera for recording that. Okay. Jamara asked, when you start out, should you build the business about one product or multiple products? I think personally, just to get started, start with one product just so that you get comfortable. And once you get comfortable with one product, even if you're just making a little bit of money or breaking even on it, it's a good way to learn. And once you're comfortable with that, then start bulking it up to more products. Okay, let's see. Yeah, or as Mivka said, or to make videos of yourself and your imported products. Exactly. Sorry.
Okay, I'm back.
Let's see. Jason said he requested to join the group. Jason, once we get off the webinar, we'll start sending you the access to the groups. So
yep.
Will's back already. Will's back already, so I guess it was a number 1, not a number 2.
I'm glad that was the topic of conversation.
It was. You should see the comments there were.
Okay, yeah, so guys, I'm going to run the random number generator now. So last chance, if you guys want a chance at a free GoPro, just join the Jumpstart group. And again, guys, if you're on the fence, I would encourage you guys to, just join up under the $127 payment plan. For $127, you'll get instant access to everything, and you'll get the first 4 weeks out of the 12 weeks of the coaching. You have, 30 days from August 12th to evaluate the product, and if you don't like it, you can go through, watch all the videos, decide that it's not for you, and just get the refund. Because guys, me personally, if you're interested in importing, this is the way to do it. Because even if it's put the $127 in and discover you don't want to do importing and just ask for the refund, that's valuable right there, I think so. But okay, I'm gonna run that random number generator, 1 to 50.
While you're doing that, John just asked, he heard you can send 1 item to FBA. Is that true? John, that is true. So, Will, do your thing.
Well, actually, Tom and Greg are both having an issue, so I'm going to send the form to them, and we'll see how that goes.
You have 2 more seconds to join before we generate the number, so if you want, try to get in quick, you can win a GoPro.
Okay. Yeah, so Tom and Greg and Ra. Yeah, Ra, we actually do have, if you go to that startupbros.com/plan, there's a payment plan to do. Yeah, we don't, unfortunately, we can only do the 3-month payment plan with the credit card. If you want to do that 4-month 127, you got to use PayPal. But either way, though, you're still covered by the same guarantee. Mivka, no worries about that. You're good to go. That Moonray page, for some reason, it's not redirecting to our site, but yeah, that's if you see the Moonray page, that means that your payment went through successfully, so we have it. Amy said, if I want to sign up in a few days, are there some spots left? Will that be okay? Yeah, definitely. As long as there's some spots left, we'll be good. Even if there's not spots left, we can probably work out a wait list, and if someone drops out or anything, we'll definitely get you in. So yeah, Amy, you'll be probably okay. But if you do want guaranteed access, I would do it now. George Adams asked, said thanks for a great webinar. I'll be tuning in on the 12th. Awesome. Thanks, George. George from Melbourne. Sean said, yeah, Sean, you're in. I see you in there. Mike said, just curious, how much is the gift card and what company is it for? It's a $25 Amazon gift card that you won, Mike. Mike doesn't even know what he won. He's just like, just rolling in the prizes. Okay, guys, so if anyone's having a payment issue or anything, let me know right now in the question box. If not, I'm going to run this random number generator and we're going to pick a GoPro winner. Joe said, Joe, if that is true, Joe, we'll get that taken care of. But yeah, let me try. Joe, what's your last name? I'll try to make sure that you're in the system. Yeah, guys, and if anyone else is having a payment issue but Joe, this is the last chance. Okay. Yeah, Joe, I'll make... Sorry, go ahead.
Finish with Joe first. Go ahead.
I was just saying, I'll figure out if you're in there, Joe. I'm going in now.
Okay, and then Ted asked, just to be clear, it's a weekly webinar, right? At what time days? Ted, it is a weekly webinar, typically on Tuesday, and we alternate between 1 p.m. and 7 p.m. Eastern Time. But as well, like we said, you get the Facebook group, you get all the webinars, you get email access to us, and then we also have some tools in there like profit calculators, email templates, access to all my suppliers. So there's a lot of additional bonuses in there as well.
Yeah, definitely.
It's kind of like the import starter kit / survival kit.
And Joe, I'm not sure that I got your thing, Joe. Joe, Joe, I'm gonna assume that you paid for the giveaway. But yeah, Joe, just send me an email at will@startupbros.com and we'll get it figured out. Cause yeah, I don't see it on our end, so yeah, we'll have to get that payment figured out. But Joe, you're in for the giveaway. I'm gonna put you in a random spot right here, if that's okay with you. Judy asked, do you record the webinars? Yeah, this will be out within a few hours. It'll probably take a little bit for the recording to upload, but right when it uploads, I'll send it out.
And as well, Judy, I think she might be asking also about the ones in the course. We also record the ones in the course, so you have access to them after we do them.
Oh yeah, definitely. And then Ted asked, Ted said, fantastic, gonna sleep on it, but sounds great. Sounds good. Nope, Mivka, the GoPro is about to be given away. So I'm gonna run the random number generator now, and then we're gonna go through and pick it. So 36, whoever the 36th person to join was. So let me see. I don't want to put everyone's name on the screen, so I'm going to mute myself while I count, and then maybe you can answer a question.
Yeah, no problem. Mivka, we just gave it away just now. You had to go to the bathroom. Was it number 1 or number 2? That's the question. Question of the hour right now. Number 1s or number 2s? Let's see. If you have a question, guys, anything, if it's about importing, if it's about how to make payments, whatever. Any import question, feel free to ask. Payment questions, definitely Will's area of expertise. Let's see. So Com said he was on I guess a webinar a while back that was talking about importing copper scrap. Is that even possible or a possibility? To be honest, I've done a million things, Tom. Copper scrap is not one that I've done, so I don't really have a good answer for that. I'm sure it can be done, and if you want to know more about it, I can definitely look into it for you, but I don't have an immediate answer for you. Okay. Mifka said it was her daughter with a bad dream. There wasn't 1 or 2. It was actually an audible. It was a number 6. Blue, just into the webinar. Did I miss something? Just a little bit, but you'll be all right.
So yeah, nothing too valuable or anything.
After getting nothing major, don't worry, you'll be fine. After getting sent from AirPost, how should I import in bulk? Should it be by sea? Ahmed, it just depends on what you're importing and how your sales are going. Like we said, take it step by step. Don't do it too quickly because if you go too quickly, you can be stuck with a lot of extra inventory. So the best way to do it is do it step by step, slowly. And even if the shipping by air eats up a little bit of your margin in the beginning, it's better lose a little margin instead of losing all your money by importing a ton by sea. Philip said, the week 13 bonus is worth the whole price. Yeah, it was really good last time.
Yeah, we had a great time. Yeah, we definitely go over the top with this. It's not like, at no point in these things have we been like, okay, but they only paid $497. Like we literally just give you guys all the value we possibly can. So $497 is really, the sky's the limit with what you're going to get for it. Very valuable. But I do have a winner for the GoPro. I'm going to refresh one more time to make sure that we didn't get a new payment.
Wait, is it me? Because I paid it and I wanted one.
I wanted one.
I still don't have one.
They're pretty awesome, actually.
I know. Everyone in the world besides me has one.
I was really surprised. We went, my girlfriend used it like when we were snorkeling and stuff, and I didn't expect it to be, like, it's like literally professional quality for a few $100. It's great.
I'm not going to lie, Will. I thought that conversation was going a completely different way.
All right, so I got a winner here. He has to still be on the webinar though. So if he doesn't respond here, then we're going to go on to the next person.
This is exciting. This is the best way that we've done it. This is good this way.
Yeah, I think this is better. And then we don't punish the people that sign up at first. So,
I like it.
All right, so Wesley Drunen, are you on? Oh, he's here. All right, Wesley, you won the GoPro.
Holla.
Ding, ding, ding.
Congrats.
Awesome. Very cool. Yeah. So Wesley, you should have a GoPro probably on Thursday or Friday.
Dude, that's awesome. Congratulations, Wesley.
Very cool. Yeah. So make sure you email me, Wesley, and yeah, everyone else that won Kindle or an Amazon gift card, definitely let me know. And anyone that has joined the group, definitely don't feel bad if you haven't won the giveaway. We have another giveaway on Monday, and that's going to be the last one. And then if you're in the group, we do all sorts of giveaways all the time. So definitely don't feel left out. If you're in the group, you're going to have many more chances to win. Specifically GoPros and Kindles. We like to give out GoPros and Kindles. So. Jack,
It's
sorry.
a good one. You mind if I answer that one?
Yeah, definitely go for it.
Because I dealt with the same thing, so I think this is a really good one. It touches home for me. Jack said, I feel as though I might struggle getting a business up and running at present. Seeing as I'm living in China and not physically at home in Australia where I want to sell products I import, what are your thoughts on working purely online without face-to-face sales, especially in a new product that you've never physically tested around town? Or, of course, internet, the way to go because you don't need to face-to-face. But what about the very beginning? So, Jack, there's a few things. One is, I'm going to tell you two routes. One is you could go the route that I did. When I first started selling my morph suits, I partnered up with actually the guy who's coming on, Joshua Chang, who actually has an insanely huge eBay business, and he just did morph suits basically as a favor to me. But I partnered up with him because he knew what he was doing selling on eBay. So one option is you can definitely find either a friend or start contacting people on eBay and tell them that you're in China and you can import stuff cheaply. I assure you, anyone who has a solid eBay business is definitely interested in making more money, and definitely from China. And then the other thing is, you can also do it purely online, like FBA, which is fulfilled by Amazon, where you literally don't ever have to even touch the product. I can tell you even too, pretty funny, the touch screens that we do, we are shipping them to America. When I first started shipping touch screens to the companies we were working with, there was a good 6 months before I ever saw or touched one of our touch screens, and we were selling hundreds of thousands of dollars of them. I'd never had one in my hand, I'd never seen them, I'd never messed with one, and I'd already been selling them for 6 months. So there's a ton of ways to get around not being in Australia. That's my official answer.
Definitely. I feel, yeah, Leslie and someone else, Ahmed, both said they really wanted the GoPro. Yeah, definitely, guys. If we're gonna be doing more of these giveaways, if you guys are in the group, I promise you guys are gonna have a whole bunch of chances at GoPros. So no worries. We love giving away GoPros. So.
Not only that, you also have a chance of going on a free trip to China with me and Will and Kyle. So that's even better than a GoPro.
Oh yeah, that's a whole nother bonus. That's the thing, guys. We have so many bonuses in this thing. We can't even say them all. But yeah, we're doing a trip to China, and yeah, we're gonna give away 2 spots out of the 24 spots. One spot's just gonna go to someone in the Import Jumpstart group, and one's gonna go to some random person. So if you guys are in the group, not only are you gonna have a chance to win a whole bunch more Kindles, GoPros, but yeah, you'll also have a chance to win an entire all-expense-paid business vacation to China for 2 weeks. So you guys definitely got the better end of the bargain in the group.
I like Joe's comment. Joe said, how about we buy our own GoPro with all the money we'll be making? Exactly, Joe.
Okay. So I think we're getting there. Ted said, what cities in China do you visit? We're actually going to the Canton Fair there. So the Canton Fair is basically the largest trade fair in the world. It's just literally blocks and blocks and blocks of suppliers and products, all sorts of stuff. But so we're going to start in Hong Kong, take a train over to Guangzhou. I think I'm saying that right.
Guangzhou.
Guangzhou. There you go.
Yeah.
My girlfriend speaks Chinese, and she just yelled at me too when I said that. She said, "You said it wrong." But yeah, so we go there, and then I think we have one more city planned, but we're still planning the last 4 days. I think we're gonna do like a retreat, just vacation. So we're probably gonna do that somewhere else, but still working on that.
I'm curious what's going to happen when we get your girlfriend and my girlfriend together. Like they're going to turn into like a super beast that controls our lives.
Probably, I would imagine. I can't hold her. I can't hold them off alone. So
Yeah, they're just gonna complain about how we work all the time.
probably that's probably more realistic. Yeah. Um,
Tom asked, what are your thoughts on the Yiwu market? I was just about to ask about the Canton Fair too. It's funny that you said that, Tom, because a lot of people ask about the Yiwu market. I've actually never been to it. I have more and more people asking about it, but I don't have any really. I've never been there. I don't know if that it's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm by no means the authority on everything with import markets in China, but I can say that Canton Fair is definitely the largest one that every single person that has a factory who's anywhere in China, they all go to Yiwu Market.
oh man, Blue, poor Blue. Isn't Blue the person that came in like a few minutes ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, Blue just said, so are we actually going to learn anything today? Yeah, Blue, my suggestion for you would be, I'm going to send out a replay in a little bit, but yeah, Blue, you came in on like the 180-minute mark, so.
Yeah, you missed the first 3 hours, buddy.
Yeah, so we did cover quite a bit, but yeah, I would definitely watch the replay. Philip said, time for bed. Thanks for all this. Yeah, definitely, Philip, and thanks for joining. Look forward to working with you. Marcos said, guys, if I don't win the trip, can you say where to get additional info about the cost of the trip? Marcos, just send me an email. I believe Marcos joined the group. So, Marcos, you're actually going to get an instant like 50% plus discount probably for being in the VIP group. But yeah, just email me and we'll talk about cost and everything. Because we're not letting just anyone go. We're doing like phone interviews and stuff. So, Mivka said to Blue, I like Mivka already. She said, Blue, just join and watch later. Awesome. I like the way you think. Yeah, and Greg said lots of good reading on the website, Blue. Yeah, so Blue, you got a bunch of people recommending you check out the replay too. So yeah, definitely that replay will be out. We'll have that replay out in a few hours, Blue. Ahmed said I want to get into that Facebook group. Yeah, definitely. If you join the Jumpstart group, literally, I'm gonna pop over right after we finish this up and accept everyone and start sending out usernames and passwords and everything. Joe said you're my boy, Blue. Tom said, "What's the Jumpstart group?" That's the weekly coaching consulting program that we're doing here. So if you want to learn more about it and you didn't see it, I would watch the replay or just click one of these links right here. Go to one of these links and it'll explain what the Jumpstart group is. Blue said.
Ahmed said, yeah, but I didn't pay anything. Unfortunately, Ahmed, we don't let anyone in the group until they have paid.
Yeah, definitely. Unfortunately, yeah, it would be cool to have like an overall importing group, but yeah, we have literally like 50 people a day that try to get into the group that didn't pay, so it would just be way too much work for us to stop people from spamming it and stuff like that. So we can just we only let people in that pay. Sorry, Ahmed. Blue said, I'm a girl, so that's good to know. I got a cat freaking out.
Oh, I was gonna say, your house sounds like mine right now. I've got a pregnant cat and an angry girlfriend.
Nice. Is the cat your girlfriend's cat?
It's an adopted cat. I don't know. I found it on the beach and I felt bad for it. I have a really soft spot for animals, and I felt bad for it, so I brought it home.
Nice. Very cool. Yeah, I'm all about cats, so I don't have any dogs. I'm more of a cat person.
But it's kind of like a Trojan horse, so I felt bad for it, and so I brought it home only to take it to the vet and have them tell me that it's pregnant with 5 kittens. So
you actually just adopted 6.
I actually adopted 6 cats.
Joe said, "You're my girl, Blue." Greg said, "You guys sound way too happy for guys with actual jobs." Well, I don't know. Yeah, we're both comfortably unemployed, I guess.
I'm actually unemployable, which is why I had to create my own job.
Yeah, same here. Okay, awesome. So I think guys, we're starting to wrap down on questions. Obviously, we're starting to get a little off the rails here, which is always fun. But yeah, we'll probably wrap it up here soon, guys. So So if anyone has any other questions or anything, throw them in the box now, and we will get them answered. And I don't see anything. Okay, so yeah, guys, we'll probably wrap it up here, right on the 3.5 hour mark. So anyone that's still here, thanks a lot for sticking with us. I hope you guys got a lot of value out of your time tonight, and I hope to see you guys in the Jumpstart group. For anyone that's wondering, the Jumpstart group looks like it'll be open until at least tomorrow, but we are going to cap it at 250 people. So when we do fill up, we will be closing it. So definitely, I would try to get on there tomorrow at the latest if you are considering it, if you're on the fence. But yeah, for everyone that is in, thanks a lot for coming, and I'm really glad that you guys thought this was valuable. We really tried to make it as valuable as we could be, so I'm glad that it was. And yeah, look forward to working with you guys, and I'll have this replay out to you within a couple hours here. So guys, I'm Will Mitchell. Thanks a lot for coming, and Edmund, I don't know if you want to say your farewells.
Yep, thanks for coming, guys. Awesome meeting you all.
All right, cool. Bye, guys.